And that's how we launched as a company. I don't know. I think if it's a lot of new wavers that are joining us here today, I mean, they'll probably know all this, but So we get these cabs, and sometimes we can get quite a few signed if we can actually get the person to come into the office and have a little event, like we did with Food Fight, and we'll give them. We just like giving them away because it's just so special, and especially in the case with Don Bluth, and we actually did have him sign some of our original Dragon's Lairs when we launched those, and we gave those away, and that was, everybody was very grateful for that, and it was awesome, and we're lucky enough that for the Space Ace and Dragon's Lair Overhaul launch, he signed more for us, most of which we've given away already, but we do have this one left over, and this is a signed Space Ace conversion cab, so one of a kind, and absolutely, you know
The old lady said. But you know
yeah,
what? I
wrap
wanted to bring
it up.
something up. Is that Dragon's Lair has a bit of Canadian roots up here, and it's a
It
little
does.
company. It does because there's a little company up here in Southern Ontario called Digital Leisure.
Yes, we
That's
license through them. Yes.
That's right. So basically, those guys, I had to deal with them in the past with my Xbox site when they released a DVD back in 2000 of Dragon's Lair, and they're wonderful people.
Yeah, they're very
They're very cool. I've had a chance to go to their office a couple times and stuff like that. And what was funny, one time I was at the airport coming back from E3, and they were right in front of me in the security lineup to check your onboarding, your luggage, and not your luggage but your carry-on stuff.
nice.
And we ended up becoming friends. So, and I've got these people on Facebook and everything. So basically a Canadian, actually, he's the one that brought it onto the Amiga and
That
back in
was
the
through
day. And
ReadySoft when it came to the Amiga, or was it?
yeah, but it was through Digital Leisure. They're the ones that actually started doing all the conversions and programming and all that stuff, even back in the day. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. So
Hmm.
just wanted to put that tidbit out there as far as the Canadian connection. And now it's here
Canadian
with
connection.
Shiloh. Shiloh's
Yeah.
another Canadian loving Dragon's Lair. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like everybody else. I mean, I remember seeing it in the arcades for the first time and just being like, "Oh, what the hell is this? This is amazing,"
I'm
And
playing a cartoon.
yeah, kind of
Yep,
playing it anyway. But yeah, I mean, what an incredible game, and
that's really
Dawn's
cool.
was great, and yeah, I mean, they've been great to us, and we just launched Space Ace, and that's been really successful for us too, and those cabs turned out great, and it's the cool things they did with Space Ace was, yeah, there's a conversion cab, right? But it's special because there's a whole new control panel that has 3 dedicated skill level buttons, right?
Right.
From the Dragon's Lair, you had to change out the control panel, and I mean, that was kind of the key feature to me, was getting that right. And of course, on the dedicated cab, which we just blew through those, which is a cab most people don't remember, but it was so unique, that that made it special on its own. And of course, that one also has the 3 skill level buttons, but it illuminates from the back of the scoreboard, right? So there's LEDs behind Space Ace, and all the skill levels and stuff. So I mean, that those are my favorite features of the game, and it was really fun to work on. I mean, it was really a step up from our first Dragon's Lair, because we changed the chipset. We put in more powerful chip. We had to lay out the board in order to get it to support our upcoming screen mirroring with our spectator monitor that we'll be you know announcing later on this year officially.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So how cool is that? I mean, you got 2 screens, right? Like back in the day, because
They used to put the
everybody's.
television right on top,
Right.
That's
so
what I'm
that the
talking
other
about.
guys could watch the
That's
person's
right.
run or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
that's really cool.
And actually,
That's why we did all that, right?
some
So
people in
yeah.
the Facebook group, the official New Way Toys Facebook group, already bought a small little 5-inch or 3.
I'm kidding. I'm always really impressed with our community and how creative everybody is, and it's like they cannot wait. So yeah, actually that little screen looks pretty good up on
Uh,
theirs, but ours is shaped like a CRT. This show, we're gonna drop some Dirty Donnie micro blacklight posters, and these sold out really fast the first couple runs we did. And I mean, really fast. A lot of people didn't get a chance to get them. So we ran a couple of the designs. This will be the last time to get them, but we did them in a really special, like really stunning Dayglow purple colorway. And then plus there's a whole new design that Donnie did. So stay tuned. At a certain point here, we're going to drop those, and so those will be available. And speaking of Dirty Donnie, he is also a fellow hoser.
It's okay. We hear that. And also we're getting some lag on YouTube. So, of course, we have a big show like this, a big spectacular show, and YouTube is causing some lags. We apologize for that. YouTube, I can't do anything about that.
It
I
goes
can't
in
fix
phases. It's really nice, and then it craps out, and it's really nice. It
Yeah.
craps out.
Yeah.
Is
all
it
over the
is
place.
it is that normal, or is that something that just because this is such a big
It's
show? And
what is that? Murphy's Law. It's just Murphy's Law. You know, when you need it the most is when these type of things kind of happen.
Okay.
We wanted to go without a hitch tonight, and of course, YouTube's going to put its fat nose in the business. You know, so it never fails. Never fails on this show ever.
So first of all, we want
Clockwork.
to thank everyone in the chat. We haven't got to anyone in the chat. We have 108 people in the chat right now. And we have a lot
Start
of our.
enumerating them all, Glenn. Go.
We can. We got the Retro Show. We got David. We got Steps Gaming, Jeff D, Pliskin's Run. So many people in here. Bobby, Broadway, 720 Eric, Bill's Retro Gaming Show, Jason M, Simon, Bobby, Andy. Come on down. I just want to say, come on down. Get the prices right. Upgus, Patrick. Oh my God, Vegas Arcade
Price
fan.
is wrong.
Pat. There's just so many people here. We actually can't get through everyone here. But
well, we can't. Your lips will fall off. Dude.
They will.
I mean,
but we always appreciate you guys not only being here, but they're here because they love New Wave toys, and that's why a lot of people are here tonight, Shiloh. Because to be quite honest, you're one of the few companies out there that actually not only builds a quality product and stands behind a quality product, but you listen to the community and you interact with the community in a positive way. There's a lot of other companies out there that do interact with the community, but it's not in a positive way.
They'll remain nameless for their protection.
Yeah, we all know.
Maybe they will.
We all know the one up.
Basically, the chat will give it all away. But
right,
hey,
But they're here because they really do believe in your product, and pretty much when you announce a new product, it sells out relatively quickly. On all of them, even the pre-orders. I mean, they get eaten up. And what I want to mention real quick here. You did have a very limited number of the Don Bluth signed Space Aces, but one of the things you did, if people did pre-order, when people did the pre-order and used your VIP code, just out of the blue, you say, listen, if you guys did that, we're going to pick some people at random and you're getting these. That's what you guys do, and that is such a huge kind thing to do for the fan of your product. So tell us a little bit more about you and the company and what you're doing. Exactly.
I will say to your first point is in our company and in my life personally, I like to be drama free. So that's the way.
How refreshing is that?
Yeah, I ain't much for drama. I've dated a couple actresses, and it's never a good deal, man. In fact, this is weird. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard at one time way back, and this is probably like the 1800s or something like that, and I might be just full of crap.
Back when I was born.
Yeah, back when Glenn was born, they actually used to lock up actors because they were the most easily conniving people that could trick people into anything. And I almost believe that,
You know what? I'd believe it too, actually.
Yeah. I mean, back then they're like, no, you're not a star. You're a freaking scammer, And as far as our business goes, I mean, we are so gracious to our clients, and people have been so loyal to us. It's incredible. I mean, we retain probably in the 70%, even from our very first Kickstarter customer retention. They came back and bought something. Build to that, right? But B, we're not a traditional wholesale company to retail. I mean, I'm coming from a long line of retail experience, and it's something that when we started the company that we didn't really want anything to do with. I mean, it's a great way to get a lot of volume out there, but then you start worrying about stock levels and markdowns and this, that, and the other thing. And when you kind of have a niche product like ours, it's not really the best thing. So we've completely tried to make it a win-win with our B2C. So like if you pre-order with us, I mean, you're not paying full price. First of all, you're going to get a discount that is the same as a wholesale discount. And second of all, you're helping us because, you know, I mean, obviously you're helping us. And we're giving you a deal. And, you know, we're going to ship you first and take care of you. And if you,
Wait, don't gloss over that. So you mean if you pre-order something, they get it before the stores and people can just walk in and buy it? You make sure they're the priority?
Way before, 100%.
Wow, that's a novel idea.
concept.
I mean, that's just elementary if you ask us. I mean, why would you do it any other way? I mean, these people have been waiting, and we find everybody feels involved with the project, because if you pre-order, you're going to get like product development updates, and we're going to show you stuff behind the scenes. And you know, if something's really messed up, I mean, we'll show it, and we'll be but like, here, look, we fixed it, you know. And just so people understand like the development process. And I mean, we are you know, the crux is all about the product with us. I mean, that's the most important thing, and that's what makes people happy. And I mean, again, it's a win-win. So I mean, thanks to everybody for all your support. The least thing we can do is give away some freebies and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm just very grateful. And I have a right now, those posters are up. So
awesome.
If you want to go grab one. Again, these were sold out really fast the first time around. Dirty Donnie prints these in the US. Again, he's a hoser like us, me and Steve, but he's cool, you know, and he lives out here now in Palm Desert. And his artwork is just absolute. The level of detail is just, it's just sick.
And actually,
you
hold
know?
on, I'm gonna pull up two things.
Yeah,
real quick.
please pull it up
real quick.
Glenn, if you can, pull up the Centipede Attack one. I wanna go through that art with you guys real quick.
See if I can pull it up here.
There's also another thing we try to do is collectors' choices bundles. So a lot of guys, they want one of everything, and you know, we always try to give a little bit of a price break there, and as a, you know, extra little incentive. So there is a bundle there if you want to quick grab. It has all three of them, and you save some money too.
Nice DeLorean.
Yep, DeLorean is called Time Flies.
Hmm.
And obviously, we're big fans of neon suns and palm trees. I mean, that's our thing. Same with Donnie. But on the Centipede Attack artwork, I want to, it's just incredible. It's his artwork is like listening to an album and hearing things again, or watching a movie and noticing something. It's like these brilliant works of art, you know?
There you go.
And so there it is. So, I mean, all right. So you, first of all, you start off with the cabinet art of Centipede, right? Which is what, I mean, top 5, top 3 most gorgeous arcade cabinet art. I mean, it is incredible, right?
Oh yeah.
And then like now, zoom it in there, Glenn, for us old blind people.
I'll do the best I can. Hold on a second here. Let's see if I can do that.
I'm like really pressing Glenn and I'm gonna work you, dude. But then you start looking at some more of the details, and like look at the Centipede's claws. Those aren't claws. They're like slobbering mouths with like fangs sticking out, right? And then you go a little bit lower, and it's like, okay, check out the trippy mushroom pattern. Yeah, all right. But then you notice Atari joysticks.
And the little Coleco arcade in the
exactly.
That's cool.
And not only that, how about the world's greatest home console, the Vectrex, is also
yep, I see it.
Makes an appearance. Yeah.
I see the Coleco steering wheel in the background too.
Yeah, and the Coleco Mini, you could point it out. And I guess what's that console there in front of the Vectrex, Glenn? I think you know it.
That's a good old VCS, Atari 2600.
Yeah.
And it looks like, the Vectrex controllers there, the Vectrex, Atari joystick, the paddle controllers, the keypad controllers for the 2600, the steering wheel for the ColecoVision Module 2 and NES. So yeah, some good stuff.
You see what I'm saying? Like it. That's why we're such a great connect. I mean, that's what we try to do with our products is like try to have like you might own it, but you still might be noticing little things about it, you know, a year later after owning it or something like that. And that's what we try to do to make it special. You know, it's all about the layers of detail.
Well, let me ask you a question
Well,
about
hold on,
the
Steve.
posters.
Before you do that, hold on one second, Steve. Hold on.
Oh.
We had a super chat a while ago from Night Owl Brian. Send out $10 super chat. He wanted to know he's a noob to New Wave Toys. He's a fan already. He has a question. When one of these sells out, is it truly sold out for good, Shiloh? When you have these products like the Centipede, which was your first one, when it's sold out, is it really sold out for good?
Yeah. Now, I say that, but we did do a variant on Dragon's Lair, right? So
that
it's
was
not
a
the
unique
same
case.
as the first one.
Right.
Right. Okay. So not only is it different because from day one we wanted to have the spectator monitor support, but we just couldn't get it done. And it was already taking a ton of time to get Dragon's Lair dialed in. So, I mean, we just left it out at that time, right? And then now we finally have it. And this is the thing with a lot of our products. It's like we've been evolving, right? And, you know, little things like the CRT FX screen, you know, we've tried to improve that with Food Fight. And then we really dialed it in for Ghosts and Goblins. And then the thing I'm most, you know, excited about is our coin op, right? With the micro coins.
Yes.
We've been giving these things out since the first cab, and everybody's always like, I wish I could put them in the slot. We're like, fuck, you know, sorry, didn't mean to swear there. You know, it's a family show.
It's okay, we're all adults here.
Okay, good. Yeah, so now being able to activate that and have the actual process of putting a coin, I mean, it's just proper arcade etiquette, you know. It's like if you're lucky enough to go in the arcade back in the day and find a quarter in one or an extra credit or something, awesome. But there was very seldom, especially in the golden age of arcades, that there was free play or anything like that. It was always you put in a coin. So you might have to bring back 5 pop bottles to the store, but at least you got a quarter and you could go play something.
Steven, another super chat came in. Can you read that super chat from Night Owl Brian?
Yeah, U.S. orders getting your cart has been updated and the items you added can't be shipped to your address. Remove the items to complete your order. So is it U.S. only? The
No, it shouldn't be.
So he's getting a bit of an error, it seems. Hopefully you're signed in and everything else, but
hold on one second, guys.
Shipping don't work. It says.
Shipping
Broke for the U.S. also. So everybody's getting an error. Get the guy on the phone.
Get customer service right now. Well, while he's looking at that real quick, you know, we have a lot of things to give away. Let's do our first trivia question. Now, here's what we're going to do. We have 9 items plus the Space Ace. So there's 9 trivia questions to go with the items. And what we're going to be doing is this. Let me pull this up here real quick.
They'll get it fixed, boys. Don't worry, everybody. The boys are on it.
They'll fix it. So we're going to ask you a trivia question. If you're the first person to answer correctly, you'll be added.
Hold on,
yes.
Glenn. Did I answer that question? I mean,
the question basically was once they're sold out, they sold out. But I think for the most part, historically,
that version is true. Yes. 100%.
Historically, once it's done. They're collector's items. But the Dragon's Lair was a special case because it was released before they had the ability or the approval to do external HDMI. Then when they got that, they wanted to re-release it so they could do spectator mode. So the Dragon's Lair kind of was a special case. But I think for the most part, when they're released and they're gone, they're gone. And that's why if you don't get on the pre-order and buy them then, you're going to eBay paying 4, 5, 6 times the price to get what you could have got much cheaper. So it's always better to try and get it at the time. So
you got a $2 super chat.
Okay, do the super chat.
But they didn't ask a question. It was just $2 from Michael.
Well, we thank you, Mike. So I just want to go real quick. So we're going to be asking trivia questions. The first person to get the correct answer will be added to this wheel, the GRS Wheel of Fortune. And then
I knew this answer before you mailed it to me, Glenn. So I would have got it right.
All the trivia questions are done. Everyone's name we put here, and then we'll go through prizes. So, hey, trivia winner number 8 won something. Yay. So I just want to let you know that's how it's going to work. We're going to ask all the questions, then we'll go through the prizes and select winners through the wheel. Okay? That's how we're going to do it. So since we're moving on here,
And we have lots of prizes, you guys.
we do.
So
So let's
get
do our
your
first trivia
caps
question.
on.
And Steven and Shiloh and myself are going to watch the chat. So here's the first trivia question. Number 1. What color foam are on the original Walkman headphones? What color foam
Put it in the chat. Do
was
it
on
quick.
the original, the OG Walkman headphones? First person in the chat to get this correct will. I don't know.
M&M.
No.
MM.
No. It's going so damn quick. Oh, I saw yellow.
MM.
I saw yellow. And that it's Guy Canton, I think, is the person. Nope.
It
Nope.
ain't yellow.
There's yellow
It
before
ain't
him.
Yellow.
Dude,
Sand
hey,
Hill.
you sent me the answers. It ain't yellow.
It ain't yellow, bud.
It is. Oh, and it's not. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
MM
wrong.
at the top. That person won.
Who? MM orange? MM
Yep.
orange. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we're orange.
There we go. So we put. I got to go over here. We're gonna put him in over here. So hold on. We'll add him to
You
winner
guys
number
aren't
1.
typing fast enough.
Yeah, we're old people. We have to try and catch up
MM
here.
actually made a typo, but we knew what you were saying.
So MM is added as the first person in the wheel of Glenny Fortune. So he's in there, but we're not doing any prizes just yet.
They're in the chance to win.
They're in the
thing,
chance
right?
to win a prize. They will definitely win a prize.
Well,
So
they're
yes.
going to win.
Thank God you
something.
sent me
We
those
just don't
questions
know
and
what.
answers before
Yes.
the show.
I don't know why I was thinking yellow.
You were
I had
giving
listed
away
in my head.
purple, for God's sakes. Hey, purple, you win. We're just giving stuff away here.
So let's talk, Shallow, about a couple other things too. So one of the things that I personally like about New Wave Toys, I mean, the Centipede was a Kickstarter. That was the first one, and that was when you guys really had your first taste of getting into it. But as you were making other ones, you started making them close to the original, but adding your own flavor to it, like with the mini coins, or opening up the back door of the Street Fighter would have a nice LED on it where you could put your controller in there. The Dragon's Lairs having the the Laserdisc, not DVD, Laserdisc players in there.
Yeah.
And then you started adding new other things like the CRT effects. And now with the new Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts, you can have working coin doors. All these new things you've been adding to it. So what is making your thought process go through these things? Because you're pretty much hitting it out of the park every time. I'm not seeing anything that people are saying, oh, I wish you didn't do that. I mean, I know some people have their own personal preference with the CRT filter on the original, like Missile Command, and I do understand the reflection on that.
I heard about that. I heard about that one.
But I know that there's a version 2 that's going to try to address that. So, like, what's even the cord? You have the power cord now on the Ghosts and Goblins, the Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah.
So, what's your thought process behind this? I mean, what are you really trying to get? Because you're kind of hitting the right things to hit, and you're adding some cool things in addition to it. Like, there's a fine line there before you get to be doing too much, and people are like, it's not the original anymore. But I think you're getting a good hit on it. So who's making those decisions? Is it you, or is it someone else on your team?
Yeah. I mean, but a lot of these things were on the feature board from the day one, right? But it's like things we just couldn't do. I mean, we had to take somewhat baby steps, right? And I mean, you'll even notice, like, I mean, we've always used the best screen we could get. Okay, we've always set a certain standard with stuff. We dialed in our audio. All of our games have great audio, right? And it was like, okay, what do we got to do next? Well, a lot of people like to play these as a console, so add HDMI out. While we're doing Street Fighter, we better have a external controller, or really how you gonna play this, So that's how that came about, and just trying to cram more value and more authenticity. So, I mean, I know HDMI out and USB ports aren't authentic, but they're part of what we do, and we just want our machines to be as versatile as possible, And I will tell you, we have more little surprises coming, and on our next game, we're working on something that's gonna, I think, blow people's minds. So
that's cool. I think you're still angry about that guy's muffler back there that ran past your house there. He was complaining about that before the show, and I didn't think it was that bad, and you heard it, and I was like, oh man. So.
Yeah, it's a problem out here in the valley. So yeah.
I had a question for you though,
Steven.
real quick.
Go.
When you guys license these things, do you get a license? This would probably answer a lot of questions from the chat. is there a set amount agreed upon by you and the licensor or whatever that, let's say Dragon's Lair, you agree that you're only making 500 and that's it, or whatever the number is, and then that's it, that's all? Or is it open-ended, or that kind
Well,
of
I
thing?
mean, everybody wants to make as much money as possible, right?
Mhm.
So the way a license works is when you're negotiating it, you figure out a forecast of how many you're going to sell, and then that forecast you base a minimum guarantee on. And out of that minimum guarantee, at least some of it is paid in advance. So the licensor is paid up front. They don't really have any risk, right? So they know they're going to at least get that minimum guarantee. A lot of times that advance is the full amount. So we
Wow.
try to be really careful so we're not signing up a license and then sitting on it for 2 years as we're like struggling with developing the game, right? So it's a real,
Gotcha.
I mean, licensing,
It's a balancing act for
it's
sure.
a balancing act, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I asked it for more the community, because a lot of people don't understand that whole industry back end stuff where the negotiating happens, where the brass taxes of business kicks in a sense.
Yeah.
So that's good. Thanks for answering that. That's good.
Steven, did you have
Fucking shoot
questions?
away. Any questions? I'll answer anything.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Hit
know-
up in the chat, but Steven, ask question number 2, our second one.
All right. So it's the one with the billiards
Yes,
cue ball. Is that the one?
correct,
Okay. I just want to
correct.
make sure I don't say the wrong one. All right. A billiards cue ball is the trackball inside a Centipede arcade machine. What kind of larger amusement ball is used in Missile Command? So let's see if people can
Also
get that.
used in I believe in Atari football.
Oh,
So basically,
Okay, okay.
Centipede has a cue ball. Oh. We've got somebody that's close.
Yeah, it's not close enough
that-
though.
If
Yeah,
you're a hoser, you might be able to figure this out a
That's
little
right.
easier.
That's right. You got to be more specific. So
I don't
whoever's
want to
the
give
most
away
specific.
too much, or it's too obvious.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, after a while, somebody said Canadian style bowling. Yeah,
No, you got to be a little more
I'm
specific
keeping an
than
eye
that.
on it here.
Because Peter, who's from Boston, actually mentioned that there's a version of it out there, but it's not called the same as it's called in Canada.
Oh,
Mhm.
wait, we
I
have it
can't
here.
remember
We have it here. We have it here.
Yeah?
Yep.
You got her?
Clumster, 5-pin ball.
You got it, buddy.
He's the
It's
winner
a
right there.
5-pin bowling ball.
We'll add
5-pin
him.
bowling
We'll
ball.
add him to a winner here. Let's get into trivia.
Well, 5-pin ball, sure. Some people got more specific, but we'll give it to him.
5-pin bowling is the
The right answer, yeah.
proper
5-pin bowling, because in Canada we don't have, well, some bowling alleys do, but you hold the ball in its entirety. There's not 3 holes where you can get your fingers lopped off of your hand. So essentially, and it's 5 pins instead of, what is it, 9?
Yep.
9 is the bigger ball or whatever, the Homer Simpson stuff. So
We've got big balls, and she's got big balls, but we've got the biggest balls
Okay,
of them all.
they're from
We'll be
Texas.
right back.
Oh, I scared him away with my balls.
You scared him away.
I scared him away. No.
Talking about your balls, Glenn. Come on.
Oh, man. ACDC, that's right. That's right, Pliskin. Some
Our only
ACDC.
host
Clumster.
that's giving stuff away,
That's
and
it.
you scare him off talking about your balls.
So
Nice.
while he's
Real
away, I want to thank everyone here in the chat. I'm under the weather already. My son was sick. Everyone was sick. I've got this cold going on right now. I set everything up, had everything working fine, and once again, go live. The mics didn't go on right. The live chat's not working. My super chat pop-up screen is frozen on my screen.
I can hear Skype too, by the way, or some pinging going on.
Yeah, there's stuff going on in the background. So hey,
Yeah,
but we
just letting you
appreciate
know.
we appreciate all you guys coming in. We appreciate everyone in the chat room, and of course Shiloh. Appreciate you guys as well.
Charlie came back. Great stuff.
He did. He did. I thought it was gonna take. I thought he was done. He was walking off the show. I thought that
The
was
hell
it.
with this show. Gone.
No, there was just some people making noise.
You gave it to him?
I
Canadian
fucking-
style? Canadian bacon to the head?
Canadian bacon to the head. What? What is that exactly?
Well, let's
All
go.
right, let's give away some more shit.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
do
go to
this.
the next trivia question. Here's the next question. So again, the first person who gets it correct. What band is with the OG M90 boombox? What band is with the OG M90 boombox?
In a promotional photo shoot.
You need to show the picture.
You want to show the picture up right now? You guys gotta watch the chat then. I can't watch both.
You need to show the picture.
Duran Duran. Wow. No, it's not Duran Duran.
Oh, there it is. I think Mobile Mutant just got it. I think it was the first.
Mobile Mutant, yeah.
Yep,
what I could tell,
that's correct. The Beastie
one.
Boys.
You got
Wanting
it
you
right.
guys to
One of
listen
my
right.
favorites. One of my favorites.
I love that band.
Yeah, you know, speaking of the layers of details, I think Paul's Boutique is that album where you could just listen to that like a million times and always hear something new.
Oh yeah.
I think that was their masterpiece. Although Check Your Head is, I love Check Your Head.
The Beastie
I
Boys.
was actually more of a Run DMC guy. Don't hate me. I did like Beastie Boys, a couple songs, but I was more of a Run DMC guy.
I like them all. I like them both.
I
personally.
like Beastie Boys. I love bands that like get into when they very first start. And like the Beastie Boys, I very first heard them on a compilation, a hardcore punk compilation called New York Thrash.
Right.
And they were not a rap group at that time. They were a hardcore band. And they eventually morphed themselves into what they became with the help of Rick Rubin, right? So
Yeah. Cool.
but an absolutely amazing band. And I just think every album is solid and in its own way.
They are. You know, I like all kinds of music, but you know, I generally go back to like AC/DC. That's kind of like I just throw it on, get home from work, just blast some AC/DC or something like that. It's good.
Man, old AC/DC's really
That's
good.
good
I mean,
stuff.
I love rock and roll, man. I mean, that's
rock and roll will
that's
never
good
die. Isn't that what they say?
You got to
first
hear
singer-
Jim Brewer's impersonation of the lead singer. It's funny, hilarious. The guy from Baked, he does an impersonation of the hell's the guy's name? The lead singer of AC/DC. I forget his name. It's pretty
Bon
funny.
Scott was the first one, and the second one is Brian
Johnson.
Johnson. There you go.
Yeah, Brian Johnson. So he makes a really good impression of Brian Johnson. It's hilarious. He does like a hokey pokey in the voice of Ryan Johnson because he's trying to entertain his kids. It's hilarious. So you want me to do the next question?
Next question
I just
is.
want to
yeah,
say,
good Shallow,
real
yes.
quick. I just want to say one thing. We had, you know, our M90 boomboxes. We had a sale last week, and it just did phenomenal. I just want to, you know, congrats and thanks to everybody who bought one. You will not be disappointed. We worked really, really hard on dialing in the sound, and you can listen to any kind of music,
They sound really good.
really, but it's made for like 80s and 90s music and 70s, right? 70s, 80s, and 90s basically is like that.
Disco Inferno.
That is what we listen to. You know, dialing this
Michelle, we
thing.
have another super chat for you from Michael. How about a 1/6 scale Sega Time Traveler?
Yeah,
With
know
the
that's
holograms? Is that the one with the holograms?
Yes.
yeah, that's
yes.
Oh,
a
wow.
hologram,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That would be
Mhm.
sick. Absolutely sick.
Did they make
Yeah.
two different games that were similar, or was
Yeah,
that
there
the
was
only one
a
that-
there was a cowboy one, I think.
Yes. Yep. That's the one
But
I
wasn't
saw
that
the
the
Cowboy
Time
one
Traveler?
in Atlantic City when I went down there. They had the Cowboy one there.
What was that one called? You remember?
Cowboy one.
Cowboy one, yeah. That's funny. All right. So do you want me to do the next question, or do you want to do?
McGraw or something like that? Quick Draw McGraw, maybe.
I don't remember. I just remember
Matt
seeing
Come on,
Knock
it.
Rexer, or Bill's Retro Show. You guys should know this stuff and be chatting.
They should.
They
Steven, yeah,
should.
the next one is the Space Ace question.
Okay. So listen up, everybody. Quiet in the audience. In Space Ace, who provides the electronically altered voice of Commander Borf?
You will surrender to me.
That's pretty
Who
good.
does the voice for Commander
Oh, there it
Borf
is.
in Space Ace?
We got it.
Uh,
We got a winner. Hold on.
Winner, chicken dinger.
We got some smart people.
Yeah. Who is it here?
To me.
There you go. Freya
Man.
Kanong, is that the one?
Yeah, I can't
pronounce.
pronounce it, but I could type it. So we're
Copy
adding
and
it to
paste
the.
it. Copy and paste it, man. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. Well, we've got a few to go through, so do you want to just hammer out the next one?
What's the
Give
next
1 second.
one?
I'm ready now.
You want to do it? Go.
I will do it now. So the next one is, what was the name of the hype man used in? Oh, I hate saying this New Coke. I hated New Coke, but let me read the question.
You can do it.
What was the name of the hype man used in New Coke commercials in the early 1980s?
This is
was
easy.
the name of
This
the hype
is
man?
easy.
It's a little bit more mid to late 80s.
There it is.
Pliskin's Run, got it.
Pliskin's Run. My boy Pliskin's Run is in the running.
That's
He got
Snake
it.
Plissken answered that.
Yeah. Due to copyright restraints, Pliskin's Run cannot win.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. He's probably jumping up and down in his chair. No.
We mentioned we're from I'm from Canada and stuff. It's where I grew up in a small city called Saskatoon in the province of Saskatchewan, basically north of Montana, right? And it's friggin' the frozen tundras of Canada. And my first real job was working at the Coke bottling plant, right? And my brother-in-law got me a job there, and that was a good place. Maybe breweries are still, or if you live out here in SoCal, you could just go anywhere and grab one, right? And Glenn and I were actually talking about this a little bit, but that's actually the real original Coca-Cola formula with the cane sugar. But anyways, the way it worked back then is like, you'd go pick bottles, you'd bring them to a store, you'd get some money back and take it to the arcade, maybe play some games. But you'd find bottles everywhere. And so the store would keep them. And when the Coke delivery guy came, he would deliver the new Coke and pick up the old ones in these, like plastic crates, like these red crates.
Yeah. They make a clinging sound too.
Yeah. And so all those old bottles, I started off at the very, very lowest possible, position there at Coke. And it was great though, because they paid good. I think the minimum wage at that time was definitely under $4, and I think I was making close to $8, right? So that was a lot of money back then.
A rich teenager.
Yeah, in high school, right? So I did that in the summer and at Christmas and stuff.
That's awesome.
And anyways, my job was called bottle sorter. So I basically stood around a bunch of empty skids, and the guys would unload the trucks with the forklifts and just drop a pallet down. And then you would either get, like, some stores, they would put all the Cokes together, or they'd put all the Sprites together, and they were really great. Other stores, it was just be a mismatch, right? And that's where you had to sort out the bottles and then put the Cokes with the Cokes, on the skid. And then that skid got taken to the bottling line. They washed them and they refilled them.
That's
right?
awesome.
Kind of a really awesome thing that you would think we would still do today with all the worries about, like,
you go to the machines now, you push them
recycling
in
and
the
stuff.
machines, you get
It's
a piece of paper out. You put them in the machines, you get a piece of paper out. It's not the same as it was back then.
There was a Coke factory where I grew up, actually.
yeah. So every major city pretty much had a bottling plant, right? Even in our small city of Saskatoon, and it kept a lot of people working and provided a really good job. But this bottle sorter job, was the dirtiest job ever, because I can only imagine. Just think about all the bodily fluids that were in these, return bottles, and
that's not Mountain Dew in that Coke bottle.
Yeah, and don't smoke that cigarette, but it's been in there for a while. It was nasty, man. But I didn't give a shit. You
were making $8 an hour.
Yeah,
good money.
And
free Coke. They gave you free Coke to take home. Come on.
And we got free Coke, and there was free Coke in the lunchroom, and all this stuff. So,
hey, I got a quick Canadian fact about Max Headroom. The actor Matt Frewer, it has a dual citizenship of Canadian and American. So he was raised in Peterborough, Ontario, for a better part of his life. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. So Max Headroom is partly half Canadian.
Another hoser. Like, this is,
they're everywhere,
man.
They're everywhere.
Real quick, we got another super chat from Night Owl Brian. Once a gamer, always a gamer. What are all three of you playing now, or what did you play last? Charlotte, what are you playing, or last game you played? What are you doing right now with gaming? What are you doing?
I'm playing a lot of Ghosts and Goblins because we're testing the shit out of it.
That is a job so many people would love to do.
Hey, if you're interested and you're an expert, we can't get through it. It's too hard. So,
It is
I
too
mean,
hard.
hit me up, Shiloh at newwavetoys.com. I mean,
It is
seriously,
a hard game.
Fine, who helped us out. And I mean, this guy just knew everything about these games. So, like, when you're playing the Laserdisc games and there's some glitches and stuff, I mean, all our glitches are real. I mean, those are real glitches. There's nothing we miss. I mean, it's like proper glitches.
They're supposed to be there.
Exactly. So
That's
it was always funny because one guy would be testing me like, hey, I found this glitch, this bug, and David would be like, no, that's normal. And I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. We don't have to worry about it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Ghosts and Goblins for me. I don't really play much new games.
Yeah, we're a lot alike. We go for the old
burned
school
out
stuff.
to that stuff a long time. I've worked in, yeah.
How about you, Steven?
really.
What's your current game?
Current game right now is Diablo 4 on the Xbox. I've been playing that, and every once in a while I'll retreat and play this Laserdisc game that nobody likes is Cliffhanger.
No,
I'm
apparently
a
a lot of
big-
people do. A
Uh,
lot of people
I love
bring up
Cliffhanger, and I wish New Wave Toys would make a little Cliffhanger. It'd be great.
Would you actually buy it and support us if we did?
Well, yeah, I'll buy one for sure.
Just kidding.
But yeah, that's basically been playing Diablo 4. I'm playing a Necromancer. It's a lot of fun.
Where are
But
you playing a Cliffhanger? Like on Daphne or?
Yeah, Daphne.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's and a friend of mine basically restored it with the Blu-rays.
Well, a lot of people saying in the chat
He-
they buy a Cliffhanger. I'll buy it.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
buy it. I'll
but
buy it.
basically, it's based on 2 movies, right? It's basically the Mystery of Mamo and the Castle of Cagliostro, and it's all mixed in together, edited basically. And with AI now, you could probably replicate the announcer's voice at the beginning of the whole game, like Cliffhanger, that whole
Yeah.
thing. You could probably make him say more crap with AI,
That's
But that
crazy the
game,
shit they can do with AI, man. It's
AI is scary, but yeah, but basically a friend of mine re-edited the Blu-rays. So it's a crazy 1080p quality remastered colored version of the movies that he made a new clip for the game in Daphne. It's unbelievable. It looks
that's
fantastic.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Cliffhanger, apparently the guy that owns the rights or the artist, the guy who made the movies, apparently Stern did him wrong.
They were too
Apparently
stern with
many
him?
years ago.
Too stern.
They were too stern.
Good one, man.
Bump. Yeah, apparently the Stern company wasn't very nice to him, and he's had a chip on his shoulder for years. But the impression that game left on everybody as a Laserdisc game is pretty high. So anyways, I go
Speaking-
back to play that game because that's my favorite Laserdisc game.
Hold that thought about the latest. The game I'm playing,
awesome.
unfortunately,
Love
I'm a big
Laserdisc.
classic guy, but I gotta admit, lately I'm stuck on Space Pirates in my Meta 2. I've been going into Virtual Verse, and I'm really enjoying that game. But we got to get the trivia questions going. So, Steven, you want to hit the next one about the Laserdisc? Since you mentioned Laserdisc a minute ago.
Yes. All right. So what's the model number of the replica Laserdisc player included with the Dragon's Lair,
Overall.
OH, and SA cabs?
Space Ace.
Space Ace cabs. Okay.
Sorry about the shorthand there.
The shorthand, but Dragon's Lair. What's the OH again?
Overhaul. So
Overhaul.
Thor got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Thor KC, the Pioneer LDV 1000. That is correct. Ding.
You
Wait, no,
got
you know what?
it, baby.
All right. You
know
know
what?
what
Wait
I'm
a second.
happy is that different people are winning, not just the same person. Not that we don't have, but out of 133 people, I'm glad that it's mixing it up. It'd be sad to see the same guy get the same stuff all the time. So
Yeah, that would suck. But
that
it'd
would
be
suck
good
a
to
lot. That would suck a lot.
Aaron is added to the list of. Was it Aaron? Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Aaron. No, we had 2000. It was Thor KC. Sorry about that. Thor KC is the winner.
But
Don't get
I'm
old.
gonna-
The prize wheel.
Yep. The
So
prize wheel.
Shiloh, if you ever do make a Cliffhanger replica ever, I've got all the artwork redone in Adobe Illustrator. In vector.
Well, you know, that's the hard
love
thing.
that.
What's the good thing and the bad
I
thing?
redid the whole thing
The,
because
the
I was
good
such a
thing
fan.
is
I
there
did,
are
absolutely.
so many classic games that New Wave Toys can do. The bad thing
There's
is
so many.
there are so many good games that Shiloh can do. How do you pick?
Oh yeah,
There's only so many you could do in a year. People, you can't have like 50 come out in a year. You have to have a couple come out, and you're doing other things as well. You're doing boomboxes. You're doing Zohar, which I'm excited about. You're doing the Coke little refrigerator, which I'm excited about. You're doing the little battery packs. So you're branching out in a lot of other things, but man, there's so many games still to be tapped that people haven't touched.
The thing is a lot of games are like for us, and we're like, we have a pretty hardcore community. They know what it is, so we could do like a food fight, where you would probably never see that done by any of our competitors, and it's just because our communities, what's up, man. It's not esoteric to them. It's like what they know. We go deep, and there's no shortage of games coming out. In fact, I will say, and just in case anybody's wondering, I mean, we will be announcing and dropping at least 2 more cabs this year, calendar year.
Yay!
Yeah. So stay tuned on those. And
you know what? I got to thank my girlfriend because she bought me like a 500 roll of bags. So keep them coming, Shiloh. I can get all my bags and all my machines. It's not a problem. Put them right on there. Keep them nice and safe in the bags. Look at that.
I'm with you, man. Always bag it. Maybe even double bag them sometimes.
Sometimes you gotta.
You might have to. You never know.
I think there's a double meaning there somewhere. Just saying.
All right, let's go to our next trivia. We have so many things still to give away. We have another trivia question.
That's good. Hi, Mom. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Is your mom watching, Shiloh? Is your mom out here?
Oh, yeah. Of course. My mom's our biggest supporter.
Hi, Shiloh's mom.
You better say hi.
We're going to come over for some cookies. I want Oreos. Let's get some Oreos and Taco Bell. Let me come over.
152 people in the chat, Glenn.
All right, next trivia question. Next trivia question.
Go.
And actually, if you were paying attention, you'll know the answer. Coca-Cola. What was Shiloh's first job title at Coke? What was this guy's first job title at Coke?
If you guys were paying attention.
If you're paying attention.
I didn't bore you to death.
Oh, there it is right there. Zero Redux. Got it right there. Boom. He's paying. Someone paid attention to us talking, Steven. Check it out.
Yeah, it's a miracle. It's a baby Jesus miracle. Wow, that was quick. He typed that in like 2 seconds flat.
He did.
Wow.
Well, it's okay. We still have
testing you guys,
more things to give away, so don't worry about it.
We have one more question, though.
One more question. Sure, good.
No, one more question to say. Trivia is what I'm saying.
Actually, there are 2 because I am also going to be giving away something. I can't have Shiloh giving everything away. So I'm going to be giving away a GRS TOS Tron push-pull version 2 spinner. It'll work with PC, anything that works with the mouse, even those arcade one-up thingamabobs. It'll work with that too. So,
you know what? If you guys are really nice, I'll tell my other Canadians to send more smoke down to the U.S. How's that sound?
I will say we had some really nice sunrise and sunsets.
Fires.
It was hysterical.
It's terrible.
How many people came to me and said, "Couldn't you see the moon?"
That's one of the prizes. Free smoke.
What do you mean the moon? It's like 7:00 at night. What moon? The moon. It's like orange. That's not the moon. That's the sun. That's the sun. It's just so there's just so much particles in the air. It's not the moon. The moon's not out this
Somebody
time.
put like Godzilla, I think, in New York City with all that smoke on a meme somewhere. I thought it was pretty funny, but but here a few weeks ago where I live, you'd go outside and they'd tell you to stay in your house because it was so much fire smoke from the forest fires. It was hard to breathe. You'd go outside and your lungs would hurt. So you'd be like, okay, I'm going inside and staying inside.
Now,
so
Shiloh,
it was bad up
You
here.
said you left when you were like 18. You finished high school and you left. Did you have a lot of these fires up when you were up there as well? Was this like a common thing?
I lived in the prairies, dude. There's no trees there.
Well, I will say this. Because northern Saskatchewan, that's where my dad is a truck driver his whole entire career. And he used to be an ice road trucker back in the 70s.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, dude. Back when it was fucking hardcore, he didn't have all his GPS and all this other shit, right? we used to worry as kids, like, I mean, is dad gonna come home? I mean, he'd come home and sometimes be like, Gary's fucking truck,
You heard stories about people who didn't make it back, I'm assuming.
And and I'm like, well, what do you do? And he's like, you just basically got to get your ass out of the cab and fucking try to jump onto the solid ice if your truck's going in, But anyways, we also a lot of uranium mining up there in the 80s and early 90s. And it's absolutely beautiful up there, actually. But there was always forest fires. So, yes, the answer is yeah. We always
Wow.
had that smell, of forest fires and stuff like that.
In Saskatchewan, there's not as many trees. Like I live in Ontario, and there's trees
Well,
everywhere.
northern Saskatchewan, there is though, Steve.
There is, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Up by North Battleford and up there.
Well, I'm
there's,
talking really far north, right?
Yeah. I know North Battleford's not the furthest north, but
Key
they were
Lake,
starting to
Coffee
get
Lake.
trees up there.
Yeah, but I will say that the worst fire in recent history was at Fort Mac in Alberta, right? And I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like maybe 7-8 years ago, maybe, or something like that. At this point, maybe even 10 years ago. But wow, that whole city got destroyed, but they've completely rebuilt the whole thing. It's pretty incredible.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, Fort McMurray. I have a lot of cousins and relatives and stuff that work up, in the oil rigs and stuff like that. So that shit hits home,
Yeah, for sure.
Can we get some oil from your family cheaper?
Some oil.
Send you a couple of bucks, and you can send me some oil.
Yeah, no
Let's
problem.
put in a good word.
It's unrefined, but yeah, you can have it.
I don't know what they're pumping in my oil tank over here, man, but they charge me an arm and 2 legs for the oil I'm getting over here.
It's just so fucking expensive. Everything, groceries, I can't believe the prices. Everything.
I went to the supermarket today, and this is the truth. I got 16 things of bottles of water, Poland Spring, 2 of those. I did get my Coke. I got a 12 thing of Coke. I got a loaf of Italian bread. I got a loaf of Italian bread. I got 1 Entenmann's chocolate cake. And I got 1 thing of Ready Whip. And I put one more thing. It was $98.
I know.
$98. What the hell did I buy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's all going to be gobbled up in 10 minutes.
I could have got myself another one of these, pretty much,
Go on the next
for
day
that
at
kind of
least,
money. And I gotta enjoy myself so much more with this for that kind of money.
But you can't eat that though.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, you'd be surprised.
You
what I
can
do.
try. You can try.
I think, Glenn, we have sort of the same, philosophy when it comes to value with our products. I mean, we try to keep the prices as low as we possibly can because we know how hard it is out there for people. And it's like, God bless everybody who buys our stuff because sometimes, man, it's like
It's
groceries or should I pre-order this game? It's
Well, I got to say something on
Right,
Shiloh's
get
behalf because Shiloh and I have talked many times in the past, and I'm guilty. I was like, Shiloh, I don't know how you should be charging more. This stuff is such good quality, you should be charging more. And Shiloh kept saying, no, listen, I want people to buy them and enjoy it. And we do have the same philosophy because we want people to get value for the dollar. And you go above and beyond even than I do. Because you put those little trinkets in there, you put little posters in there, all these things, the boxes, all that stuff costs money. Putting a box in a box, putting the artwork on there, that's all money you got to pay to have done. Even getting Don Bluth to sign these things. I'm sure he didn't do it out of kindness of his heart. I'm sure it was some expense on you guys to get this done. But the thing is, you really care about the fans of your product. You care about your community, and you want them to enjoy it.
Exactly. I mean, if we wouldn't be here right now, 100% without everybody's support, there would be no new Wave Toys. So, again, I can't thank everybody enough. And we're actually have a lot of momentum right now. This has been our best year, and last year we killed it. We're just super grateful. And it's like, hopefully it just continues to be a win-win for everybody. And we try to keep the prices.
You don't particularly like, get it, buy it. If you resell it, I'm telling you will make money on. There's not one of these items that's not gone to eBay that hasn't gone up in value substantially.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to tell you the difference between Shiloh and everybody else.
Oh shit.
He seems like one of us kind of thing, versus the other guys that are in business suits and just trying to get the next buck kind of thing. And you come across as a very level-headed guy, very approachable, that sort of thing. Don't ask me to be your neighbor because you'll come yell at me, but hey, very approachable otherwise, right? and I've seen these other guys
pretty tall, so he's coming to your door. He's like, excuse me,
keep it down,
you're making too much noise, son. You hear me?
Yeah,
and you're like,
I'm a massive guy. I'm 6'7", and I weigh 260 pounds. I'm huge.
Again, but you're very approachable. Like you and I
Thank you.
just met an hour and a half ago, and we're talking about Canada like it's our home country, like we're good old boys kind of thing. And you know what? I think that's the difference because you're relatable in a sense. You know what I mean? And I think that's the difference. to be honest with you, because I've seen interviews with these other guys. They're guys in suits that'll just say all the right things, and you're like,
Yeah.
people
Car
see through
salesman.
that
The
nowadays.
car salesman people. Yes.
Yeah. Do I
Yeah.
got a deal for you? And then they're pointing at you like you know.
I call them the corporate whores.
Well, that's the thing, right? And I'm not saying this to butter you up. It's just you see it firsthand. It's
thank
pretty
you.
pretty good stuff, and I think that's the difference. And I think everybody here in the chat sees that. You know what I mean? So in the
Well, I
end,
think
good
that's
job.
really nice. Thank
know.
you. I really appreciate that. It's very nice and kind of you to say that. I'm not used to getting compliments, so I feel a little humbled right now.
Well, your hard work is paying off, I think.
It is. I mean,
end.
Charlie, you've been
It's
doing it
been a
for
lot
a
of hard
number of
work.
years now. You've been doing it a number of years now, and your
We'll be 7
reputation.
years. 7 years, guys.
Exactly.
In October.
And your reputation with the community, your reputation with the end product, the support as well. Things don't always arrive perfectly. They don't. Post-service
Shit
issues.
happens.
Shit happens.
You
But
try
you've
your
always
best, still shit happens.
You've always taken care of anyone who's had an issue, whether it was someone else's fault or not. And that shows. It really does show with how you treat people as a company.
And I mean it starts with me, but it ends with all the other boys in the company.
Your
right?
team, I imagine. Yeah.
I mean, there's a handful of us, and everybody wears several hats.
That's good though,
Me
because
included.
in the end, it shows.
Yeah,
It's
but we
that
all
simple,
care, and
and,
everybody
that's
cares,
good.
and we're all on the same page, So, and if you're not, well, get the fuck out of here.
There you go.
Now,
Do you want to do the last question here?
Shallow, do you want to do the last?
Nope, you go ahead there.
Steve, you want to do it?
Yeah, sure. All right. So, is the drawbridge scene featured in the original U.S. arcade version of Dragon's Lair?
Original U.S. arcade version of Dragon's Lair is the
Not
key.
the whatever there.
Oh, Wolfenaz got it. Wolfenaz.
Version.
Mr. Wolfenaz took the
Wolfenaz
last
got it.
slot. We put him in here.
Yep. So Wolfenaz got that last question. So that's an answer I did not know the answer to, actually, or a question I didn't know the
funny,
answer to.
again, Charlie would talk about it the other day. And the first time I ever saw the drawbridge was I first really played at home the Dragon's Lair on my Amiga with my 6 discs swapping. What a nightmare. And I don't remember this drawbridge. I don't remember this drawbridge. But then after I played it so often, when I played the actual arcade version, the US arcade version, it wasn't there. I'm like, why is it not here? I don't understand why it's not there. Because it never was. I just was used to it now playing it at home.
That's crazy.
And a good piece of
I
trivia.
didn't know that.
When that,
I didn't know
no
that.
one's had to battle. Yo, Joe!
A lot of people like, what's going on? You guys missed the drawbridge scene. It's like, well, actually, no, we didn't.
It's very authentic. Now, can you switch between the different versions on your little mini cab? This is an ignorant question, but
well,
like,
it depends. It depends on some games, yes, because some games we do the original plus whatever the sequel was if they're worthy, right?
Okay.
So, like for 1942, you could switch to 1943 and vice versa.
Okay.
Same with Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts, same thing. So
not Dragon's Lair.
No, not Dragon's Lair and Space Ace. No, they were just way
Arcade
too different.
ports.
And
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, again, I think I mentioned in the beginning, it's like you can't do, the skill level select buttons, which the things that make the game special. I mean, I guess you can do. Our competitors do it, but we want to have those details because, I mean, honestly, that's what makes it special.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
All right. So now I have one trivia question. What video game am I going to star in? I am actually starring in a video game. What video game
I know
am I
this.
starring in? Keep a look in the chat.
If you watch our show, you know this.
I do not know the answer to that one.
Really?
You never told me nothing about this.
If you watched it last week, you know the
there
answer.
it is. There it is. Who got it? Who got it? Oh, look who we got here. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, it's still going past. Stop. Stop. My chat keeps going.
It looks like Ritualdo.
Yes, correct. So I'm going to be starring as the evil General Glenn in Heavy Metal Titans, which is coming out in just about a week. So, yeah, evil General
That's
Glenn.
pretty cool, man. Congrats.
Thank you. Apparently, I'm an evil
he's
person.
an evil doer anyways. Yeah, an evil personality. Glenn's just that kind of guy. He wants to rule the world one day.
I do.
He really is creepy and evil. It's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
as much as that mild demeanor that he puts out there,
It's all
fake.
facade.
It's
All
all fake.
facade. It's all a goddamn.
Yeah.
I'm a fucktard, man. I'm just a goddamn fucktard.
You are. And Glenn, why don't you tell everybody what you do when you're cruising in your car and you see a Coke delivery guy?
Oh
Tell me
well,
what
no.
you
I'll tell you.
feel.
I'll tell you the bad. Well, the good. That's a good thing. If I see a Coke truck, I will open my sunroof, take out my
Coke
Coke
truck.
can, and I let them know I have it. But there was a time I worked for a computer company in New York, and one of our clients was Pepsi, and the corporate office
geez.
was one town over. So they sent me to any kind of questions with the product. I would go talk to them. But of course, I didn't drink Pepsi. I drank Coke. So I would walk into the place, and Burger King, McDonald's, you didn't think it was too big of a deal, but apparently Pepsi was very defensive about it, like very defensive. So when I would go there, I would start taking my Coke can. I put it. A vehicle was open, like one of the Pepsi delivery vans. I put the Coke can on their dashboard. Someone loses their mind. Jim, who's driving truck 15? Why is there Coke in there? Or I go in the building and I take my Coke can and put it in someone's cubicle. I put it in their cubicle. Jimmy, what the hell? Lose their minds. That would go absolutely insane. So they were definitely the underdog. But it was hysterical.
Did you finally get caught on camera?
I'm sure if they looked on security cameras, they would have saw me doing it. But it was just crazy. They were like fanatical. Now,
You're fired.
the only good grace was that they just started coming out with like Coke Red, the cherry flavor, not Coke Red, the Mountain Dew Code Red, and there's other flavors. So when I went in there, it was all like a drink. So I go in there, I'd be leaving like, yeah, it was good. It was good. But yeah, so I was I was definitely a General Glenn in there, and probably got people fired.
Oh, that's funny.
Potentially.
I'm glad I'm getting people fired with Pepsi.
Might have happened. All right, so
Bob, we thought you were loyal. Get out of here.
Yep.
But.
So here we have the Wheel of Glenn Fortune here, and we can see
these are the guys that qualified during the Q&A.
Correct. So you can see right here, total transparency. It's not like question marks. It's not like you can't see who the people are. Here are the people in it. Now, where we're going to do this is we're going to pick a prize, and then we'll spin the wheel, and the person will win that prize, and then they'll be removed from contention. So eventually it'll be less and less and less. So everyone gets one prize versus one person getting more than one prize, like Stephen wanted to do. Sorry, Stephen.
Now the signed Don Bluth cab though isn't included here.
That is
right?
that is completely independent. That'll be after this is just the trivia questions. We still have to do the signed Don Bluth cab. That's a totally separate one. And that one, let me take
you can still enter, by the way, you guys, right,
yes.
Glenn? They can
yes.
still enter.
Let's see how many people.
That cab.
Let me see how many people are in it right now. So let's refresh the screen right here. This is the video for it, and let's just pause this so it doesn't start talking on us. And let's see how many people are in the chat.
Well, you got to go join the Glenn's Facebook group for that is our fan page, and you should everybody should join that because it's not a toxic place. It's a very good, awesome bunch of guys that are sharing their love for arcade culture, and and our products, which is pretty awesome actually. I'm very humbled by it. I have one thing at the office. I have a couple pet peeves actually, and one of them is referring to our clients as fans. I just have a hard time with that because I feel like we're fans in it together. It's not just they're fans of what we're fans of what we're doing, like as a whole.
Yes.
So I actually get mad at guys, at work. Like, I'm like, don't say that. We do have a thing called Fan Friday, and it just works because it rhymes, right? And I'm fine with that. But there's, just, I don't know. I have a problem.
That's okay. We all have our pet peeves. Steven has a pet peeve with my voice, but we work through it.
When he starts singing, man, I just shrivel up inside.
It's humbling, I think. It's just a little. It's like.
Well, to be honest, people do think of you almost like a rock star because again, the products you make, they're the wood, the metal, good attention to detail, extras. You're very detailed with the emulation, the controls, which I freak out about that. You have very good controls on your cabinets, so people do think of you almost like a rock star of the retro gaming community. And we're not a huge community. We're fairly tight knit. And I have a lot of fan pages, as you know. I got a lot of them, and some of them are quite toxic. but the official New Wave Toys global fan page has never been. It's a place for people to just chill, talk about their stuff, share information. Some people actually say, listen, I don't have room for this anymore. I want to sell it. It goes to the group at a fair price, not the jacked up eBay prices. So you definitely want to check that out. But right now, it looks like we have 701 people. 701 people are currently entered for that space.
Hit refresh. I bet you that's
great. That's really great. So,
and let's just go back over here. So, let's take a look
thanks
at our
for hosting
prizes.
the contest, Glenn.
Oh,
so what do they win this? What do they win with this?
Here's our first prize. It's going to be the Hotline 16,000 power bank. So that is a nice little, looks like a little cassette player. But it
looks like the original Walkman, and it's a super big power bank that has a little flashlight. You could charge USB-C. You could charge wirelessly. You know, honestly,
maybe some
it's great for traveling.
Charge off.
But I mean, here's the big sales pitch, you guys. Everybody should have one of these in their house in case of an emergency. Like, the power goes out here all the time. And when the power goes out and you don't know what you're going to do, and you're not prepared, and you don't have any candles, or you don't have something to charge your cell phone with, it sucks, man. So I mean, that power bank has saved my ass.
We've got 5 of them in my house.
I didn't mean to laugh when you were talking, Cheryl, but we were saying about the chance. So Widow goes, so there's a chance, and I'm thinking about Dumb and Dumber. So there's still a chance for Space Ace. Yes, there was still a chance for everyone here. There's still time. Leave a comment, subscribe, join the fan page, the official New Wave Toys global fan page, and you'll be entered still. Until we get to it, you can still enter. We're going right to the skin of the teeth line on that one. But right now,
get in.
We're going to spin the wheel. Shadow will tell me when to click, and I will click for someone to win the Hotline 16,000 power bank. Shadow, you tell me when to press, and I'll press.
Yay! You should have a cheering sound bite or something.
It reminds me of the wolf character in the Glow. Anybody ever watch that Glow?
So first, congratulations, Wolfenos. I just send me your information through. We'll put it towards the end, but it's my Gmail account, glensretroshow@gmail.com. I'm going to remove him from the list of contention. He is now out. He can't win.
Congratulations! Now you're safe if the power goes out at your house.
Yeah, the rest of you guys are screwed. He got it. So the rest of you guys are
you guys.
screwed.
Yeah, the apocalypse will be here. You're all at Wolfenos' house.
Can I charge my device? Wolfenos.
Now, this next one is one of my favorite games, Missile Command. So who wins this one is going to win a Missile Command X Replicade, which is a really cool one. Shiloh, once again.
That's the OG Missile Command, the one everybody remembers.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was a scary, fun game because it came out in the 80s. There was a lot of tension between, Russia and us. There was Star Wars. They're talking about the Star Wars missile defense system. Tensions were high, and then you play this game, Missile Command, where literally sites and cities are being nuked.
I somehow always correlate Missile Command with War Games, the movie, right? Mm-hmm. But I never played Missile Command at all in War Games. He plays Galaga.
Yep.
But for some reason in my brain, I'm always thinking, I don't know, they just belong together,
They did. At least in Terminator 2 Judgment Day, they had Missile Command in it.
That's right.
The arcade there.
They did it, right. You know what? I never thought about that, about War Games. You're right. He was playing Galaga. He should have been playing Missile Command.
Yeah, he goes to the arcade, he's playing Galaga, and then he's just doing the whole DOS thing, right?
Yes.
That's who I'd imagine Glenn was like back then. He had the freaking phone you put on the thing.
He was war dialing everybody.
Stuff. Yeah.
I was actually on CompuServe, and my parents killed me because it was expensive. So
long distance calls and stuff.
I had there was a big acoustic modem. You had to take your telephone, just like in War Games. You had to put your phone on this thing. It was 300 BPS, 300 bits per second. That was it. CompuServe.
There's another muffler.
Sounded good though. Okay, Charlotte. So you tell me who's going to win?
I would say that one sounds a little better than the other one, but
you say when, Charlotte? Who wins the?
I'm an old man, and I'm grumpy old man. Go.
This is for the Missile Command. Remember, if you're just tuning in.
And I'll even tell you what: if you have a Missile Command, I'll give you a field test. If you got a,
we can't pronounce your name, but you, sir, just won.
You won, sir.
You won, sir.
Congratulations.
Frakanong.
This is a real
I'm
tongue
not
twister.
Frakanong. Or anyways, you won.
You won a
Congratulations.
Replicate X. So again, I'll leave it at the end of the video. I'll put the description. Just send me an email at glensretroshow@gmail.com with your information, and we will make sure this gets sent out to you. We had to remove you as well from contention. So the next item is the M90 Mini Ghetto Blaster.
That thing looks really
Yeah.
freaking cool.
And that also, the sound is really good on that. I know we were talking about
Thank
it
you.
before, but that thing really does have really good sound. And the detail on it is really, really good. All the little knobs, the meters,
Yeah,
everything on that thing.
That is the king of boomboxes right there, right? That is the
Put a little
boombox
picture up or
that,
something.
well, it's the one that was with the Beastie Boys because they were the only guys who could actually afford it back then. I mean, the thing was like $800, I think, when it was new. So
But this is the
maybe
Mini.
not.
This one's the Mini, which is right.
Switch works, treble, bass, balance, all that good stuff, right? So you can actually.
So it actually
dial-
has a real tuner inside.
Yep, real
Yeah.
tuner.
Wow.
And,
Little antenna. Just be careful. It's got a nice little antenna.
You
on
got,
it
yeah,
that
you got
comes up.
real antennas and a hydraulic handle that folds down nice and soft. I mean, we're like, yeah, we love boom boxes. And B, all the Bluetooth speakers today are just like, man, it's like, oh, that one's an orange, this one's an egg, and this one's a square, and with no buttons, no dials, no nothing. This is the exact opposite of that, right? So
I think people's misconception would be that this is just a Bluetooth speaker, but it's not. That's the thing,
yeah,
right?
it's more.
It's
yeah.
more than that, it
Yes.
seems.
You got radio in there. You got an actual replica of the most iconic, considered the most iconic boombox ever, and it actually has a massive battery in it. That I mean, a lot of people have commented. It's like the battery never dies. It's like, yeah, we went all out, and what's more annoying than like trying to listen to tunes like by the pool or whatever, and the battery dies, right? So it's like it's got a massive battery in it. It's actually
That's
20,000 mmH. I mean, it's bigger than the power bank. And you could charge your phone off it if you're in a bind, right? And
And
also
have tunes at the same time when the apocalypse.
and still listen to tunes, But yeah, it's meant to sound really good without being overwhelmingly loud. It's not the loudest thing, but it's clear. And I mean, quite frankly, when we were developing this, we would do sound comparisons with, $300 average price point competition speakers, and we dialed ours in to sound as good or even if not better. So
Cool.
yeah,
Right.
really stoked about Boom. And I mean, we're working on new ones, so we will have a new model of boombox coming.
Cool.
But that probably won't be till next year. So
All right,
So
let's
this
get
is the
Beastie
draw
Boys
for
out of
that,
the way.
right?
Yep, this is a draw for that. Charlie, tell me when, and we're gonna go for the Ghetto Blaster.
just give her now.
Get
Who's
her
it gonna
done.
be? Who's it gonna be?
Get her done.
Clubmaster,
Yeah.
you're a winner. Let's get your
Winner,
mark
winner,
down
chicken
here.
dinner.
Congratulations.
Boom. Got him
You
in.
got a boom box.
Get a boom box.
It's funny. It's like, speaking of extras, the cutest thing in this whole deal is we have a little replica Maxwell cassette tape, so it's like the little cassette
funny.
door will eject and you could put that in there and stuff. So it's pretty fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just
Make
fun.
you relive your youth all over again. That's awesome. No, that's
Yeah,
great.
shit.
I think it's great.
I mean, I remember not only making tapes for like girls I liked or whatever, but also like buddies. I mean, tape trading was awesome back in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Record
yeah.
off the radio and
Oh,
just
yeah.
wait there while the song.
Rip it
and
off
you'd
the
want the
radio,
D-
or
Yep,
somebody
You'd wait till the
records you an
DJ would
album.
shut up
With
and
the
you'd
two-
be like,
someone
dude,
had a
quit
nice
talking.
dubbing deck, 2 cassettes, dubbing deck. I actually had a Mitsubishi.
Yes.
It was a 7-in-1. So you had your recording deck, and then it had 7 cassettes you put in, and it would actually,
7?
yeah, it actually had a little hand. So the drawer would be in, it would come out, pull a cassette in, come out, drawer would come out, take the next one, drawer would come out. It had 7. I still have it to this day. I have that, and I have a front-loading Sony linear turntable. I used to love audio. I used to love. I had these big. There was a company called DAC DAC catalogs. You guys remember that from the 80s? It was a
Not
bit.
in Canada.
It was a
We never
5-way.
had that up in Canada.
Oh, but maybe
Yeah.
not. It was a 5-way,
Steve?
15-inch woofer.
Yeah.
Speakers. They were almost as big as me. They're like 5 foot tall. These speakers. That's when you had these big speakers, and you had the amplifier, and you had your equalizers. I loved audio back then, and my neighbors did.
Equalizers, man, so friggin'. I love that scene in Jackie Brown where he's like, "Yeah, just don't mess with my equalizers." I got upset. Just the way I like it. I think it's Jackie Brown. I might be butchering that, but
Well, once again, we
Tarantino
appreciate everyone in the chat sticking around. I know we're running long today, but it's a special day. We have a lot of gifts still to give away, but we appreciate all of you guys here in the chat.
yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for joining us today. It's pretty cool.
So this
What's
next
the next
giveaway,
item?
This next
What's
one is a hot one. This is a Space Ace conversion cab. So it's Space Ace and the Dragon's Lair form factor. Not the signed one. This is not the signed one. To be clear, this is just a regular one, but still a really cool gift that Shiloh has to give to someone here. And Shiloh,
I'm still jealous, so go.
Oh!
Here we go. Who's going to win the Space Ace conversion kit from New Wave Toys?
Oh, Rita almost
my-
had it.
Boom! There we go. Rotondro.
Valdello.
I can never say it right. I'm Italian and German, so I can't pronounce anything. It's
That
genetic.
guy won. It's in big red
Yeah.
banner.
And he's gonna hate
big
me
fat
because like
letter.
I can never say it. And he's like, it's okay, Glenn. It's not okay. I can't pronounce people's names. It's a curse. It's a
So
curse.
he won the Space Ace conversion that was in a
it's-
Dragon's Lair cabinet
right.
that got converted.
So
Basically.
this is the
Yeah.
original one from Cinematronics. So it's not this one. It's the one that's in the Dragon's Lair form factor.
form factor. Yeah.
With the new CP, right? So
Yes.
it's got the coin, the lava
That's awesome.
buttons with the LEDs in them that have a sequence, an LED sequence. And it's funny, like when we were doing dev, like David knew exactly how the LED sequence should blink per the audio clip. Like that's how dialed in this shit is.
And that's the detail we're talking about. You guys really
Yeah.
Because
And you
I
know
don't
what?
want to
Some
name
people do
names.
not give
I
a
don't want to
fuck.
name names. But there's a lot of companies out there that just throw shit together, throw it out the door, and that's it. And
Not
you know,
the
then
devil's in the details, as they say.
it is.
You know what I
It
mean?
is.
It's,
When
All about the details. 100%.
absolutely,
All about the
especially for collectors like us, we
Yeah.
look for those fine details, and it's really awesome when sometimes like you're saying about oh my god, the drawbridge and Dragon's Lair, like I didn't remember that. And I'm like hardcore, what the hell? Then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, it wasn't in the original. So I
It's
was
like that
wrong.
Mandela effect they talk about, where you remember something, but
Right.
it wasn't there, but it is,
Right.
or
Like
you
me
know,
and Jennifer
memory and stuff.
Aniston were together for years, but she doesn't remember me for some reason. I don't. Jennifer, come back to me.
The
What
cops
happened?
get involved and everything.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't understand.
I
Wow.
love the whole Mandela effect
Theory.
sort of theory. Yeah.
The Berenstein or Berenstein Bears or whatever it is.
Yo,
what I don't know
that
about
shit's
the-
real.
You know what the smoking gun there is, though, is the whole Luke, I am your father,
Oh yeah.
where he doesn't say Luke or oh my god, I'm butchering this.
But we know what you're saying. though,
The same
because
thing
of-
was with Star Trek, Shiloh. With Scotty never said. Kirk never said. Scotty, beam us up. Was something along those lines. He like never said those lines, but everyone said Scotty, beam me up. It was like beam me up, Scotty. It was always something different. But people always remember it a different way. But yeah, same with Darth Vader, where they're like he says no. He says no. I am your father. He never says Luke. I
But
am
he
your
doesn't
father.
say Luke.
Right.
some stuff
Yep.
going on of senior citizen
Yep.
brain, I call it.
He
but,
never says Luke. Never. He just says, he goes, he told me you killed him. No, I am your father.
Okay.
No. That's how it went.
while holding your decapitated arm, your severed arm or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
or
I'm sorry.
your-
There's so many chopped
There you
off-
go.
there's so many chopped off limbs and
That's what
stuff.
you need there, Glenn. You need the theatrics. That's what
Yeah.
you need.
Okay. Okay. So we get
What do we got next? What do we got next? We got
Next-
all kinds of stuff.
next. We have a product that's not even out yet. So when this gets released, it'll be shipped. It is a new
Mhm.
Coke mini fridge, and this thing's awesome.
On
Chad.
the
Why
way,
is this awesome?
on
Tell
the
us.
way, kids. Anybody pre-ordered? I mean, that container's going to be here. I think the ETA is 23rd or something like that. So it's almost here, and we're really excited, man. This project turned out to not be trivial at all whatsoever. And as usual, it probably tried to do too much with like the whole vending thing and mini
Does
coins.
it pop out little cans?
It does.
It does. It comes
Oh,
with
wow.
bullet-sized cans,
And it
and they
works.
actually they're solid aluminum, so they actually get chilled inside the refrigerator because it's a mini
That's
fridge,
funny.
right? But building that all into like a door that's not even an inch thick, and then having to do all the lighting, and then the printing of the door to get it to look right was just incredibly hard. And we went
We
through
have a
so many
picture of it
different
somewhere?
processes. Pardon?
We have a picture somewhere about with
I can
that?
pull it up here. Hold on.
Actually, you know what? We had to take it off the website.
Take it off the
'cause Coke is, so it's not there
Okay.
because Coke. We're getting everything, all our marketing collateral approved for launch, so that'll be up there again. You know,
Okay,
Okay.
but it's a mini fridge. You can take
Sounds
a
really
So are we
cool
giving the
nonetheless.
Coke? Is this the new Coke
The new.
version or the
This
Coca-Cola
is the new
Classic?
Coke, the new Coke one.
Okay,
And
so this is really special because this is the first time Coke ever has licensed new Coke. Okay,
Wow.
because I hit them hard. I'm like, I want to do new Coke. Turned out to be probably not the best decision because a lot of people do not like new Coke.
new Coke. Nope.
Yeah, but they agreed to it. They're like, yeah, okay, we get what your whole thing is, and it's pretty cool, so we'll do it. You know, so this is going to be a super
awesome they agreed to that.
rare piece. Yeah, it's very cool.
And
I
what
remember
gets me
that
about it
with,
is you could put your own cans in there. I could take it to work. Of course, it'll be in a bag, but it'll be in a bag at my job, cooling my Coke. Little bitty Coke cans come out. The whole thing
It
looks really
works.
awesome.
You know what? And the thermoelectrical refrigeration is something that was all new to me, but I mean, we know it inside and out now. And we've dialed in the fans. We got the best fans, and then we got the best cooling module. I mean, it gets your drinks pretty nice and cold. It's pretty decent. You know,
Wow.
a lot of times these thermoelectrical little coolers and stuff can be really disappointing. But I
they
mean,
made one with Xbox that looks like a
yes, it's the
Series X now?
same
idea.
It's the same cooling feature, I believe.
Oh, that's interesting. That's awesome. New Coke.
Okay,
You got to
so
do a Crystal Coke, Crystal Pepsi, or whatever later.
no Pepsi
Sorry.
products ever. No Pepsi
I'm
products.
joking. I'm joking.
Okay, Charlie.
All right, let's rip it.
call
Let her rip.
Who's going to win the new Coke mini fridge?
I don't know. Let's rip it and find out.
Tell me the word. Give me the word.
Let her rip. Give her.
That's a Canadian
Give
thing.
her.
You know what I meant to do? I meant to do this too. I was supposed to do this. We're doing the spin.
Oh, no, that's good. Now
I'll
we
do
got
it
some
next.
music.
Is
Dora
that the second
KC.
time Pliskin? Is that the second time Pliskin's run gets robbed? I think it is. Sorry, buddy.
Dora KC, you just won yourself a new Coke functional
Mini fridge.
mini fridge.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now we're down to
Congratulations.
actually it's actually
Right? Three
there
prizes left?
are one,
Three.
2, 3 left, and then mine as well.
Then yours or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. But on my list that we both have.
Yep.
All right, cool.
So the next one is a Space Ace dedicated.
Yes, sold out, baby. These things ripped out the door. It was
Now those are the
incredible.
ones that Glenn you showed off that you have, right? That's the exact.
That's the Magicon Cinematronics dedicated cap.
Okay, so that's what they would be getting, not that one. in
They're getting
particular,
that. It's
but
a
that's
sold
one.
out item. So right on. Just let's do it.
He's kissing it.
I love my new way toy stuff. All right,
As
so
long as you start getting give it tongue, we're good.
Yeah,
you know.
dude. No, stop with it.
okay, that's gonna be for the Space Ace Cinematronics version. Charlie, you give me the word.
Oh, let her rip.
Techno music.
Electric dance music, as the kids call it.
I think it's gonna be Zero
Zero
Redux.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Hope you don't have one.
You can sell it
If you
for
do,
you can
go-
sell it for a
go
Tesla.
Pop it on eBay and make yourself some
Absolutely.
extra cash.
Cool. That's
Or
awesome.
give it away to somebody on the Facebook fan page.
Absolutely. There's so many
Yeah.
people that missed out. Now, that's the hardest part because I see so many people asking for the Centipede and the Missile, not Missile Man, the Tempest. Those are the OG ones, the Asteroids, the
Yeah.
OG ones you guys did.
The
And they're
beginning.
long gone. They're long gone.
Yeah. Long gone.
And I'll never
very,
forget.
very expensive, very valuable now.
Very. I'll never forget when I first saw it. I didn't even do Kickstarter back then, but I heard about it in an article. I was just going through my news feeds. I saw this company doing a Kickstarter for a little mini centipede. I'm like, what? That's not really going to work. I'm reading this. No, it's supposed to be fully functional. It's got a working trackball. I'm like, and I'm a tight ass. Steven will tell you. I'm a tight ass. So the fact that I believed in your company, and I actually
the same thing.
I did the pre-order. I was in the pre-order, and when I got it, it blew me away. The box it came in. First of all, the box it came in initially was like, wow. I took it out. I was like, wow. And I plugged it in. I was like, holy shit, the marquee lights up. The little volcano buttons lit up. But how's a trackball? I'm like, trackball feels pretty good. Then played a game.
Yeah.
And it played really, really well. Now, there were a couple firmware issues on there. But again, New Wave Toys, once again, took care of it. They actually had to send out a special little tool to program it, because back then you couldn't do it from the micro USB port on the back. You had to actually open it.
Oh man, you're bringing up like the
old
nightmare.
The biggest freaking nightmare a guy could ever imagine when you're launching a company and you got your first product coming up, and you're just like, oh God, please, no, we can't have a problem with this, you know. And it was just a freaking oversight that the IC on the trackball was drawing power when the unit was shut off.
Right.
So it would drain the battery dead if you didn't play it for like 7 days or whatever, right? And boy, that really sucked, because it was like, well, now we need to find a solution. And eventually did find a solution as a firmware update, but you had to take the unit apart, which is another thing we never wanted people to do.
The back had it was just the back, 2 screws, and they had these screws were under.
Everybody was cool about it.
Holograms, and you sent new holograms, so people just took the holograms off.
We did
2 screws.
And I mean, it was a fix. I mean, it certainly wasn't ideal, but you know, I still think we did pretty good there.
You stepped up and you owned up to it. That's the main part.
That's the big thing. They did, and they told, listen, we're looking into it. They found a solution. They actually sent out a little kit. It was a little kit that came with a little special USB to a little 4-pronger thingy, and instructions how to do it. A lot of companies just go,
man, too bad.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Not your choice.
That would have been coffin nails, man. I mean, that's just not the DNA of us, period. I mean, it's like, man, we're gonna fuck something up. We're gonna damn well fix it.
Yep.
You know, and
that's the difference.
And it's painful, but you know, you gotta.
But other ones haven't been. I mean, remember when the asteroids came out? I know what you were going for. The little asteroids had the shots had like little streams behind it. It looked like little comets.
Yeah.
You were going for the vector effect that it would do. But I couldn't stand it. I know a lot of people didn't like it.
I still think it looks better than a dot. I'm sorry, Glenn. I'm exactly.
I totally respect
it. A dot. You go play asteroids in the arcade. You ever see a dot? You don't. You see it on MAME.
You do. You absolutely see the trail. But again, you said, listen, you say it looks better with it, but you still said, you know what? I'm going to fix it in firmware. You made a version so you can have select trails or not.
Or not. And in hindsight, and this is everything's learning, right? And it's like, we'll never do that again, because now we simply just would add it to the menu. And it was like, why didn't we do that in the first place? Like,
right. Well, it's a learning thing. But again, that was something that was, I wouldn't say an oversight. It was really just something that I know what you were going for. You were actually going for that vector effect you can't do on an LCD. It just, for me personally, it detracted from me. And you,
I liked it. It made it easier to see, and I mean, obviously, I liked it. I'm like, yeah, we're doing this, you know. But yeah, it could. I mean, listen, from day one, with Centipede, we built things in like non-volatile memory, right? So your high scores are going to stay in there, all right, stuff like that. And then like eventually we started, like, as soon as we'd put in basic functions and dip switches. And now we're at the point, you know, where our menu is like, you pretty much control everything in the cab.
Right.
You know, so yeah, it's all learning, and it's all, you know.
But it was a semi-easy fix, because at that point, it was really just connect USB micro to the back, and you were able to update
that
firmware.
Was a much easier firmware update. Yeah, that's totally different, because you didn't have to open it up and actually connect to the component or anything, right? It actually added just a basic firmware update.
Right.
So
But again, the point I was just trying to make is that if you even like you said, you felt that it should have been that way. Other people said otherwise. You said versus you saying nope, tough. That's it. You said, you know what? All right, let's give them what they want,
yeah.
and you gave us an update because you cared about how we felt about the machine.
So much. I mean, here's the thing: we can never make everybody happy. You know what I mean? That old boring cliche, but fuck, we really try. And I don't know if I'll ever get there, but hopefully. Try to make everybody happy, but it's also good and it's great getting feedback back like that, and then again, now there's a switch, for something like that. So,
all right, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. So the next prize is my favorite, the Coca-Cola Classic mini fridge vending machine, the classic version. So Shiloh, tell us about it.
Well, just really quick. The story of Coke goes way back when they used to put a little bit of cocaine in the bottle, right? I don't know if that's true or not.
It's true.
Is it really true?
Like in the really old days.
Like
in the 30s or the 20s when nobody knew
cocaine was in the mix. Absolutely was, yes.
And I would just love to try one of those. I see guys sometimes on YouTube that drink like Cokes from the 60s and stuff, and it's like, it's flat, but it tastes all right.
Apparently, they were marketing Coke as a medicine.
Yeah, elixir.
Yeah. So
elixir.
You felt fine after you had it, so yeah, I feel great.
No pain here.
Yeah. It's just funny because it's like the whole new Coke thing is known as like the biggest marketing failure in big business history, right?
I think Budweiser may now beaten that.
What, Budweiser?
Yeah, Bud Light.
Oh
yeah,
their awful marketing.
Yeah. I think Coke may be going, hey, we're not so bad anymore.
Yeah.
Know your customer, guys.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing, Glenn, that we probably shouldn't talk about.
Yeah. So, anyways.
Let's
get her done.
New Coke came out, and then everybody freaked. And in fact, I was working in the bottling, the warehouse at that time, and we used to get people like drive by and like, what are you guys doing? Bring my Coke back. And
yeah.
Hey, us, But dude, it didn't take long, and they brought it back, but they branded it Coca-Cola Classic, right?
Yep. Well, it's just like Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, Coke, Pepsi. You don't mess with that team. You don't. And Coke is like Chevy or Ford. It's an American institution. Now you change it, and not only you change it, you took away. One thing to have both on the shelves, but no, you took the other one away. And like, what are you, nuts?
Instead of having it side by side, they took it away.
Right.
It's so funny though, if you look at like the state of like beverages now, like how many different like kinds of pop or energy drinks or water. It's just like, can you imagine it being a kid? I remember like going into 7-Eleven and the big thing was like getting a big gulp or a super big gulp and drinking the fountain drinks, right? But there was not this type of selection. It's just insane how many different types of drinks there are.
Well, now you got the machines that you can mix and match in the machine and get like a cherry Coke, vanilla, whatever, and it just pops it out.
Yeah, we used to
find
call that
Fresca anywhere. Where's my Fresca?
Water.
What happened to Fresca?
Yeah, I don't think you can get it anymore.
Tab is gone.
You know what? Tab was actually pretty good.
It was. It's gone.
Yeah, my sister was a diabetic, so we always had Tab in the house.
Maybe it's become Diet Coke now or something. Who knows?
Be. So in any case, Charlie, give me the word, and we're gonna hit someone.
Let her rip. Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Go.
Here we go. The first person to win.
First person to win, Congratulations. You just won yourself a Coca-Cola Classic mini fridge vending machine from New Wave Toys.
Congratulations, M&M.
All right, now.
I really like your rap.
Now it's 2 people on the thing.
Yeah, now we're down to it. So here's how it's going to go. The person who wins this next one is going to win. This is a huge prize, too.
This is the runner-up grand prize.
Yeah, this is it. It's a Dragon's Lair Overhaul cab with a Cinematronic stool, set of all 3 Dirty Donnie's art prints.
That's right.
That's that.
So
and
all
then
3 art prints we dropped today, sold out Cinematronics 1/6 scale metal stool, and sold out Dragon's Lair Overhaul edition, all together in one beautiful prize pack for the person.
You don't have to go in a dark alleyway to get this stuff.
No, you don't. But the person who doesn't win that will not lose entirely. That person will win a nice consolation prize. I hope it's a nice consolation prize. My spinner here. So
Exactly.
no losers
Thanks.
today, only winners today.
Except
Roll
for
the
on
techno
this,
music.
the only losers are the guys on the show here on the screen. All right, Glenn.
All right.
Let's do it, man.
1, 2, 3. Let's hit it.
Good luck.
Oh.
Good luck. Oh, you spin it extra hard this time.
I always wanted
oh.
to spin that freaking thing on Family. Is it Family? No, Price is Right.
Price is Right.
Price
Come
is
on
Right with the
down.
big wheel.
Yeah, that big wheel.
You just won the run-up prize, Dragon's Lair kit, original cab, Cinematronic stool, instead of all 3 Dirty Donnie's art prints. Congratulations to you. But Pliskin's Run, my friend, don't worry. You're still going to get yourself this. Maybe I'll throw something else in the packet special for you as well. So don't worry. We'll take care of you as well. I want everyone to be happy today. I don't want
We
anyone
love you, Snake
sad.
Plissken.
Congratulations to everybody that
Hey,
participated
you know
in
what?
the Wheel of
You know
Fortune
what?
there. So.
You know what, you
Yes.
guys?
What?
Let's hook up Snake. I mean, I love Escape from New York's got to be one of
Fucking
my
great.
top 3 movies.
All right. All right.
Let's
Pliskin,
get-
don't even tell him. We're not going to
Pliskin?
tell him. We're not going to tell him. We will send him something.
We're
On
gonna give you
download?
a cab.
We'll give him a cab.
We're gonna give you
a
a
taxi
cab.
cab? Taxi cab?
No, we're gonna get. What do we got left? Really? I mean, okay, Mike.
It's a
you know what?
surprise.
Nope, it's gonna be a Missile Command Field Test Edition. They are
Boom.
really sick.
Boom. You got
Wow.
it.
He probably just had a heart attack right now. He probably just dropped it.
Okay, there you go. Thanks,
That's
Snake.
awesome. See?
Love your movie.
Pliskin's
man.
Run, man.
You know,
I
Escape
did
from
not
New York
love.
is great.
I did not love Escape from LA so much, but
I
Escape from
only
New
got
York-
an hour and 10 minutes into it twice, and I turned it off. I couldn't take it anymore. But Escape from New York was great.
Oh, magical. I
You know what?
watch it
Maybe I'll
all
watch
the
that tonight. Maybe I'm gonna
I-
Pliskin, just for you. You're gonna get yourself a GRS spinner. I'm gonna throw something else in the box as well. And
Oh man, Snake, you are cleaning up.
Snake is taken out tonight. And you're gonna get yourself a Missile Command. So congratulations to everyone
So
with that part
lucky.
of the contest. But we're not done yet. The giveaways
Thank
are
you,
not done yet.
everybody.
We're
Yeah.
not done yet. So
Thanks for playing New Wave Toys Trivia.
that's it. And there were some good questions in there. There really were some good questions.
Thanks.
In there.
I made all those questions up myself, by the way, you guys.
You know what? I always got thrown off with like the question
Be
you would
thrown
have
up.
given us. Yeah. Well, the question you gave us about what you did, you told us what you did, then you said we had a trivia question. When people went like school had those things, I never paid attention. They're like, if you're paying attention, you'll have the answer. I'm like, shit, I wasn't paying attention at all.
Foreshadowing, man. It's all about foreshadowing.
The only Coca-Cola stuff I have from the 80s is those yo-yos they put out.
Oh yeah, the Fanta. Dude, I
got
got
one-
good at the yo-yo. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I've
Steve.
got them here. I've got the Fanta one, and I've got the silver sparkly Coca-Cola
Yeah.
one or whatever.
I
and
got
I-
pretty decent at that doing
I
yo-yos
sucked
during
so
that
bad.
time. Did you?
I was so bad at it. I'd make them go flying and bouncing off the pavement and everything. It'd be hitting people in the head, and it was terrible.
You know
it
what?
was just terrible.
I want to make some yo-yos just as like new wave yo-yos and just as a promotion.
Talk to Coke, man. You already got the door open
Oh
with
shit,
these guys.
you're right. Why not redo the Coke ones? It's a good idea, dude.
Well,
Were those
commission
in the
there.
States, guys? Did you guys have those the Coke and the what year was that, Steve? Probably
80.
early 80s?
Hold on. I was in elementary school, so it would have been 70.
is it
I wanna-
70s?
Early 80s,
it was
late
80s.
70s.
I would say
So
it was
81
80 or
probably,
81.
I'm guessing. I was in what, 7th grade when it came out. So I want to say 7th grade. How old would you be?
Well, if you're me, you were
10,
12.
12, let's say. Okay, so 82, 81, around there. See, I've got them right here. Here, let me go grab them.
Oh yeah, get them, man. That's cool. I mean, I remember.
In the Bronx.
That's
believe.
cool.
So here's the Fanta one.
Oh wow.
So it's that's an OG one from back in the day, and this is the gold one. Not gold, sorry, the silver sparkly one from back in the day.
Yeah,
And this one I didn't bounce
I
off the pavement,
remember 'em.
thankfully.
Yeah.
But I still got those from my childhood. My mom goes, "Hey, look what I found." I'm like, "Oh, you kept them." Unbelievable. So
You're so
yeah,
lucky. My mom throws away everything. Hi, Mom.
I never
she had
forget.
my
I used
Star
to
Wars
I
toys
used
and
to collect,
everything.
models and Estes rockets. And I used to hang them on my ceiling, of thumbtacks in the ceiling with a string, with hanging everything up. And I went away to my aunt's for the weekend, and I came back all gone. I'm like, where'd everything
What?
go? Oh, I cleaned your room. Like, no, my God. Oh, I actually had the Cygnus S1 from the black hole. The big, huge, it was like 2 feet long. It was a model from the black hole. I had that. Gone. Buck Rogers
Somebody,
ship, Battlestar
uh,
Galactica ships, Eagle, Space. I had all Star Trek, all of them.
who threw it out?
My
Who threw it
mom.
out?
My mom's clean. You don't need that stuff anymore. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
And that's when I hurt my parents, Your Honor.
Well, that's when you
I didn't
find
mean
that these kids
to.
like murdered their parents. That's when you find out what happened.
Yeah. It's
Don't
like,
be Mom, don't be taking my new wave toy stuff and throwing it away. Don't be doing that.
Yeah. Throwing away my favorite shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you're gonna pay.
So,
So
just
what's
real quick,
what's on the agenda now?
Okay,
what's
now,
the next
so
prize? I bet you
we
these
have
guys are all going,
700. There's 709 entries.
All
to
right,
win.
we got what? We got
Yep.
8 more. Nice.
So if there's a heart on the video from your comment, means you are valid in contention. Can't even speak that word, contention, to be in the contest.
Contender.
Thank you. Charlotte's always here to save the day with my stupid Italian German mouth.
Yeah.
So
you really is.
we're gonna go over here. Gotta get this all ready. Again, we're gonna have full disclosure here. None of this question marks. We don't see who's in, who's out. And let's pull us back up over here again. So we have actually reached that moment. 714 comments. So that right now, technically, it's closed. If any new comments were to come in now, it's not going to be registered. I went through. If there's a heart, near your comment, you're in. If there's no heart, I'm sorry. We're already doing this part, and I can't pull it in. It's too late. But this has been for about a month, 3 weeks, close to a month. So when I
had lots of time.
when I hit pick a winner, someone
Not pick your nose.
someone is going to be winning. Someone's going to be winning
New car. No, I'm
this
joking.
guy right here. Look at that bad boy.
New
Beautiful
car.
Space Ace, the last one. Shiloh's last one. Signed by the
Don.
legendary Don Bluth himself. And
God bless him.
it's got a value. I don't know what the value would be, but the value's got to be up there. I mean, that guy is a legend.
That's priceless, and I really hope the person that gets it keeps it because, yeah, I mean, I know we're not complaining, but some people do sell these and they get a lot of money off them. You can do whatever you want; it's yours. But
You know what? If you are in our chat, you're nostalgic, and you put that thing on eBay, that's not cool. Hold on to it for a
do
while.
whatever
It's
they
Don
want.
Bluth,
You should
man, and
hold on
It
to
is.
man.
And
Yeah.
he's done so many movies that we watched as kids. I mean, I started going back again because I've forgotten some that he did. Mine was
What's your
always
favorite one?
My
Glenn?
favorite has always been Secret of Nim. I just always enjoyed that film. I remember it when I was a kid. But Land Before Time, the one when the mouse came to America. I forgot what it's called. American Tail.
American Tail, yeah.
All Dogs Go to Heaven. Titan
Oh,
AE.
that's my favorite because I
Titan
believe
E is
that's
my
true.
favorite.
I mean, I really hope it. I hope it's true.
And he's done a lot. In the like the Land Before Time, spun off.
Mhm.
I can't even tell you how many movies and then direct-to-video stuff. And there was a ton of those that came out. But his animation style is so, he started at Disney, obviously, but
Beautiful.
that style he stuck with so long, and you can always tell if he's got his hand in that artwork, in that medium.
Didn't he work on like some Disney like
Pete's Dragon.
Uber
I know for a fact
classics?
he did Pete's Dragon. I know that.
I don't even know that one, but didn't he work on Cinderella and some?
I don't
of
know.
these,
Cinderella might have been before his time, but Pete's Dragon was a
Was it?
live action film with real people, but the dragon was animated.
Oh, kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Kind of, yes.
Same idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Same idea.
So he worked in that one.
A little more tame, probably, but
I'm sure. But again, so we've reached that time. This is
and not
the
to be
pinnacle.
mistaken by Puff the Magic Dragon.
No, not Puff.
And not the marijuana smoking dragon. Just saying.
So
It wasn't that like such a revelation when somebody told you that you know what, that song's about smoking weed.
Yeah, exactly.
no,
Really?
that can't be true. Not my
But
puff.
it's little
Puff
kids
the Magic
singing it.
Dragon.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Why would little kids
Can't be
sing about
right.
smoking weed?
Can't be right. All right, move on. My little sideline.
That's okay.
joke
So
there.
when Shiloh tells me to pick a winner, not my nose, but this button right here, someone's going to win that
Or your butt.
last on Earth, Don Bluth signed Space Ace. Can I drag it on any further?
All right, let's do a
Go.
go. Do it now.
Wow. The winner is Pop Pixel. Don
Pop
Bluth brings me
Are they
back to
here
my
to claim their prize?
Yeah, but hold on. Don Bluth brings me back to my childhood, watching his movies and, of course, starring off with Dragon's Lair and moving into Space Ace of Dragon's Lair 2 brings me back to my childhood, how all of the replicated cabinets, then comes these machines coming back. So, Pop Pixel, freaking congratulations. Wait,
Congratulations.
I didn't even find, where's my, I have it here somewhere.
Pee-pee.
Hold on, I had it here somewhere. I'm so bad today.
No, you're not. Congratulations, Pop Pixel. That's a nice prize there. Congrats.
Well, I can't find it, so let's do this. Couldn't find it. It was claps. Can't find it. But
You find the
that's it.
crickets though.
That's it. So Pop Pixel, we're gonna put you down here. You just won yourself the grand prize.
Not the
So-
new car. New car comes in 20 years from now, so we're good.
That's it.
Got time.
So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna put down when this video posts my email address. I send all my videos anyway. You have to all send me an email with your full name, full address, and a telephone number. I'll then send that information over to Shiloh at New Wave Toys.
Don't forget a check or money order for $75 to cover shipping and handling.
To anywhere on Mars.
Totally fucking kidding, too.
Yes.
So,
No,
Everybody's mouth
everything-
just dropped.
everybody's like, oh.
everything is included. Like other contests where sometimes they do charge you for that. No, everything's included. But
Oh.
I will need your full name, verification you are who you are. 'Cause believe me, people try that. Yeah, I'm this guy. Sure, send me the stuff, and a phone number, and we will get these out. And really, congratulations not only to all of you, but Shiloh. I can't thank you enough for number one coming on the show, but all
Yeah.
this was originally just supposed to be one.
The blessing to still have this business, and just we're very thankful to everybody, and the least we could do. And thank you again, boys, for having me on. It's been fun, really fun.
Oh,
to
glad you had a
join
good
today.
time.
Yeah, good
Well, I
stuff.
definitely want to have you on when you start announcing, your next products, or when you start releasing the Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts. I'd like to have you on again. We always welcome
Oh, yeah.
here on Kicking It Old School, my friend. Always.
Yeah,
I'm
we gotta
about as
pick your
old
brain.
school as it gets.
Well, we gotta get him on as a regular. Hey, what kind of cereal did you eat in Saskatchewan? Maybe the sawdust surprise.
We just
cereal,
ate dried up grain. Some
Yeah,
people call
there
it
you go.
shredded wheat, but
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. So we got to get you on as a regular Joe, not that you could promote New Wave Toys at the same time.
Well,
But,
the
Oh,
beautiful thing about New Wave Toys and other things, you can see they fit on your stairs. So you can just put these things on your stairs and have more room for activities in the rest of the house.
that's right. You don't need much room with our stuff. And you know what I think? Let me know, you guys, if you agree with this. It's all about building an ambience, okay? And not just playing the games or whatever, because we know a lot of people play them a couple times and put them on the shelf and just like the ambience. And we're all about that, because in the very beginning it was like, it's so funny. I remember searching. I'm like, is there an album, or is there some sort of like audio track where it's just recorded in an arcade so I can hear the machines going and maybe a little chatter or something like that? And there was nothing at the time. Now there's so much
piles
like,
of it.
yeah, which is wild. But then it was like, well, we build this line, and you can create that in your house on a shelf, right? And the key is a track mode audio, and not all games have it.
Right.
So I mean, starting at I think Asteroids, we're like, okay, if it doesn't have it, we'll have a setting going back to the whole the whole thing with Asteroids with the how the shot looked, right? It's like, okay, well, now you might say, well, that wasn't authentic, so you could just turn it off. But if you just want to have these going, and hearing the different attract modes going, it's just awesome.
You know what? The arcade that I have in the back here, it's a real picture of my arcade. I have 5 machines. Sometimes I'll sit there and turn them all on
Yeah.
and just sit in the middle of the room and close my eyes, and it brings you right there. It's a weird thing. I don't do it. I do it twice a year, not every week, and it's amazing. It's you've got that, and if you've got some 80s music thrown in there and stuff,
Yeah.
it literally pulls you right back then. It really does.
To a
It
better
actually,
time.
it
Yeah.
really does. It brings it back to your childhood. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And my kids cannot relate. They think I'm weird going in there turning them on, but you know, it's my
I'm sure
my
they
little
do.
place of zen, you know, a little bit where you
Yeah.
just sort of you're like, this is the only way I'm going to be able to recreate this is having these machines around, whether they're new wave toys, that sort of thing.
Well, you got OG
It's-
machines, which is
Oh yeah, the big heavy ones. Yeah.
I mean,
I've
that's
got
to us, those are the grails, right? I mean, that's. I mean, we're number two. Well, I mean, we're glad to be number two because those original machines are the shit.
they're hard to get and they're hard to maintain. Like this
Hard to
Miss
maintain.
Pac-Man and the Neo Geo. The other one's Marvel versus Capcom. I've got on the other side a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and having all that on, it's therapeutical, really. It really is. It's pretty awesome.
It really is, and this is the same thing where we're talking about the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just nice, and then you just get the glow of the marquees and the screens, and just I mean, even
The
if you're
whole
not
thing.
playing them, it's a really freaking awesome little ambient thing to build into
Oh
your.
yeah, and I turn them right off after. I turn them all on, and then I turn them off, and my kids go, "Why aren't you playing them?" No, didn't need to. I got my
Didn't
fix.
need to.
I'm good.
It's just
I've
got
got
a
my
little
fix.
bit.
We're good.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking at me like I'm weird, and I'm like, I don't care if you think I'm weird. This is it. You know, so it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool, and there's a lot to be said for this nostalgic stuff that I never anticipated, to be honest with you, to find myself collecting this stuff and sitting there and absorbing all that noise, and you know what I mean. It's pretty interesting.
How long have you been buying full size cabs?
Oh, I want to say 6, 7 years now.
Oh,
Not
okay.
long, not really
Okay.
long. I just got lucky finding. I found the Miss Pac-Man in a barn on this site.
No shit, a
In a
barn?
barn, and some dude had it there, and
A
he's like, "I got
homeless?
this." No, it was in a barn,
Yeah, I
but
know, but what sort of
it
homeless?
was covered, meaning it was, you know, there was no rats or anything in
Yeah,
there, no critters living in it like some cabinets I've seen, and they smell like pee and everything else. But that
yeah.
one
Like my
there,
bottle sorting days, yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's all the same crowd.
Yeah.
And basically, the guy, he didn't know what he had. He's like, "Oh, I've got this machine in my thing, and I want to get rid of it."
I think it's an Atari.
I just drove there, and the guy shows it to me, and I'm biting my lip to not. I had my poker face on to not just go, "Oh my god, he's got
Yeah,
a Miss
right,
Pac-Man.
right,
Oh my
right,
god." I didn't lose it, you know. And
right.
he says, "Oh, I'll sell it, $150." And I'm like, "Would you take 100?" He's like, "Well, I'll take 120." Sold. And it didn't
Wow,
work.
you
It
got
did.
it. What?
It didn't
120?
work. It didn't work. But the board, I got it
Canadian.
fixed for $50.
Oh,
It was the parts on there are cheap, right? So it's not like FPGAs and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's old RAM and all that stuff, right? So
stuff that's
if I
also
had told you
widely.
guys how much I paid for some of this stuff, you'd be like, "You got a horseshoe up your hiney." Like, you know what I mean? It's just terrible. Like I picked up my
Good for you,
Teenage
Wade.
Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think I paid $300 for it.
That's not horrible though. That's the 4-player one, right?
The 4-player,
Yeah.
and
That's
people buying them now for, you know what I mean, like
Grand, I would think.
$2,000-$3,000.
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
I had a guy offer me $3,000 Canadian for my turtles, sight unseen. He just wanted it really bad, and I'm like, "Nope, not for sale. Sorry." And at least not yet. Maybe later I'll sell it.
It's a
But for
that's a
now,
really it's like Pac-Man. It's
Well,
such a good game.
What else is on your list? I mean, what's your grail?
if I could get a cliffhanger, I would lose my
Oh, okay.
mind.
Cliffhanger. Okay.
But I came close. There was a guy out east. He was selling one, and he wanted, I think, well, you know, no, not dissing the guy, but he wanted too much money for it because he was rebuilding it, like he was repainting it. It got converted to some other game. I forget what they converted them to, but That's my Grail game. Everything else I got was just pure luck. Show up and it's like, hey, I got a Neo Geo. Cool.
Me too. I bought it.
Load it up. You know.
Now, Glenn, do you have any real like OG cabs?
I
or
do.
you
I
just
have
strictly
I have a
arcade one-up?
Sega Zaxxon. That was
Do
always
you?
my yeah. I could probably show. Let me see if I can get it over here.
Oh man, that's one of my favorites, dude.
Yep.
It's
Unfortunately,
on ColecoVision.
unfortunately, it was in my my flood, so it did get some damage. But you might be able to still see it over there.
He's got it right there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Next to all the New Wave
the
Toys
corner.
cabinets. See all the New Wave Toys cabinets there.
Damn right.
But yeah, I had that.
That's cool, man.
And that was one of those games playing in the arcade. I just love that isometric and the sounds. It was so different than anything else.
It is an absolute golden classic, Zaxxon.
Oh yeah. The
Zaxxon
conversion on
2?
Coleco is really good too.
Fuck
Like I mean,
shit.
it's amazing.
Zaxxon 2 shit.
It is. It is. It
Oh
plays
yeah.
it plays too fast. And why is there
Yeah,
a dragon
super.
in space? I don't understand why the dragon's there.
Yeah.
They couldn't come up with anything else.
What is it called? The isometric view or whatever?
Yeah,
I mean,
isometric. Yeah.
that was the very first game that ever had that.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, how,
Interesting.
I mean,
And it
that
was so
easy.
hard playing because, like, it was so. Again, people today don't realize it because you do it now as infants. But back then, this was new. The controls are what the ship goes like this. How do you figure this thing out? And you had those little lasers going across. You had to go in between them. It was a lot of trial and error back then.
Yep. But
Oh,
yeah, the ColecoVision was a really good.
Port.
Yeah.
It was actually a better port to a degree. They added more levels.
ColecoVision killed it when they came out. I thought, man,
We need a
That's
replicate.
how Glenn and I met. Actually,
Yeah,
he
it
was
is.
fixing ColecoVision. I had my ColecoVision website, so we kind of just say, "Hey, how's it going?" And
Actually, Bill's
the rest is history, as they say.
That's
Bill's
awesome.
retro gaming show is coming over Sunday. He's got a ColecoVision not working. We'll see if I can get it. Fixed
Oh,
for him.
dude, I'm a fan of Bill's. I really dig his channel and he makes really good content. You could tell he puts a lot of time into it.
He lives 20 minutes
and he
from me.
seems like a really fun, cool dude. I don't
Yep.
know.
I scared the
like
shit out of him driving him to the last gaming convention because my car has got a little device that drives itself. He's like, this. I'm like, yeah, let's, cars.
Oh, would you have a Tesla or something?
No,
like that?
no, it's a Hyundai Sonata. It's a Hyundai Sonata.
Oh,
but
that has self-driving now?
Yeah, actually, it's right here. I can show you it. It's called a Comma 2 cruise control system, and it steers the car.
Wow.
So Bill's sitting there going, "You gonna take the wheel?" Nah, car's got it. We're good.
You gotta go clean up your seat after. Smells like poop.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Little skid mark
Crap.
there.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Obviously is the Coleco minis. I mean, that's absolutely everything
He's
for
gonna-
Replicate, right? It was like we got those when we were a kid, and Replicate is like what we wish we would have had instead
Right.
of those. Although those are great for what they are, right?
They are. The shape is very iconic.
The shape
The
is
shape
great.
is.
The hood or whatever. And
Yep.
I love the old Mr. Arcade commercials when he was shrinking.
Actually, you know
them
what?
down,
I think I have one.
stuff
I
like
got
that.
a bunch of them.
Yeah, I got him addicted to those.
But what I loved was the arcade packaging for the Atom cassette games that looked
Okay.
like the arcade machine is like a paper craft.
Oh, really?
I have a
You guys know what I'm talking about?
buddy who converts these. This is a Donkey Kong converted into a Crazy Climber. But it is a original Coleco Donkey Kong cabinet that was converted. So New Wave Toys, we need Crazy Climber, Sinistar, a couple of games we need. Just saying.
The list goes on.
The list is endless. For
It
that
is.
stuff.
It is.
He's got to pick and choose carefully because if you get the turds out there and you put that into a New Wave cabinet, they ain't gonna do well. You got to get the little ones that hit home.
Yeah, you got to find the right. But yeah, I
So-
loved. I actually was blown away by the graphics and the whole thing. And I think that the last console that. I mean, I know. It was the last console that actually caught up to the arcade was the Dreamcast, right? So it was like always consoles were like, that's always the arcade was the benchmark.
Love the
right?
Dreamcast.
We
One of my
all,
favorites.
Charlie,
Yeah,
hit
the
the heart of
Dreamcast.
all of us here. We still love the Dreamcast. And again, I still think it holds up today graphically. I mean, is it
Oh, yeah.
4K?
So do
No.
I.
But compared to the PS1
It's
or
buttery.
2,
It's so buttery. It's sick. It's
Yep.
like I love
And
it.
it's so small. When you look at the size of this thing and what it cranks out, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's to me, it
So
blows my mind.
It's a shame.
I was actually a buyer, at that time, video game buyer and stuff for Virgin Mega Stores, and I did the Dreamcast launch, and we got interactives put into every store, right? So, do you guys remember the Sega Dreamcast interactive you'd see at retail? We had them in our Virgin Mega Stores. So basically, it was like a PlayStation 2 one or any other one, but do you guys know what I'm talking about? But it had Sega Dreamcast on the side, and the controllers were out on a kind of a
they were attached on like a spring.
Like a springy type thing, so you couldn't like rip them out.
Yep.
But man, I want one of those. So if you
I bet
ever
you
see
could
one of
find
those
one.
for sale, man, I want one. I don't know. I've never seen one for sale before.
Wow.
But I thought I could have got it from Virgin if I was like didn't have my head up my ass at the time, I as a buyer for a long time, I have some really cool kind of promotional things that they used to send out for games. And I have some Grand Theft Auto ones that are just phenomenal. There's like a Slim Jim for Grand Theft Auto 3 with Grand Theft Auto 3 on it. There's a Louisville bat with Grand Theft Auto, when they started doing the bat. I have like a cocaine mirror for Vice City, like this dominoes for San Andreas.
Yeah,
this is the coolest swag. I kept it all, so I do have that stuff. So
I have a bullet from one of their games. I forget what game it was. It was maybe Red Dead Redemption. Then when they put that out,
and they put
out Red Dead Revolver or whatever. I think
was
it was.
It like a bigger like rifle?
It's a caliber longer bullet.
The game Manhunt. Do you guys remember that game?
Manhunt. That's a murdering game. Yeah. That was a highly controversial game. Yeah, they had cameras, and then you had to kill people.
And then you flash the camera, but they actually sent out Manhunt Polaroid cameras. They still have it.
Cool.
Yeah, I get some
Rockstar had good
neat
swag.
stuff.
Rockstar had good swag, actually.
They had the best.
Activision had good stuff too, actually.
Man, Activision used to put on really good parties, like here in LA, like when Call.
Well, I went to the one in the Staples Center where Eminem was with Rihanna.
Oh my dude,
for Call of Duty.
That was insane.
That was insane. I went there, and the arena, the Staples Center, was full of people. And I don't know if you were there, but
I was there. I was there.
I was there with the guy with the DJ playing the Mario theme and all that stuff, and Buddy from Pearl Jam.
I mean, Maynard from Tool came on and did a tune.
Yeah. Well, the guy from Pearl Jam.
Rotating people out like clockwork. Every song was. Yeah. Didn't they bring somebody out? I don't know. It was like a Freddie Mercury. Or they had a Queen guy. I remember Maynard from Tool.
Well, there was a guy Pearl Jam, the lead singer of Pearl Jam was there.
Was there too? Yeah, okay.
The lead singer of Pearl Jam was there. It was all kinds of people, and I walked out of there and they're like, "This is not what I expected." From Activision.
I love Soundgarden, and I hate Pearl Jam. I think Pearl Jam's is hard.
Was it the lead singer of Soundgarden, or was it?
It was Soundgarden, not Pearl
You're right.
Jam.
It was
Chris Cornell.
It was Chris Cornell. That's right. Yes. It was Soundgarden. It wasn't Pearl Jam. I get those two mixed up all the time.
Oh, Chris Cornell was what a sad thing that he had to go.
Yeah, and it was a party. I walked out of there. I'll never see this ever again in my life. This size of a party.
That party was the last real E3, like fucking shindig. You know what I mean? Those ones cool. In the 90s and in the early 2000s were the Sony party was the legendary one where they used to like rent out Dodger Stadium and have like Missy Elliott and fucking.
Oh yeah, I was not invited to the Sony ones. I was not invited to the Sony ones because I was an Xbox guy. So it was like, nope, sorry.
And the Xbox parties, I hate to say it, but boy, they were trying too hard and they came off not cool.
Well, was the one with Cirque du Soleil? They had the whole arena for the Connect thing and
and then we have to put on like the green wristbands or whatever.
Yep. I still have that green wristband actually. It was like yeah, there was a lot of screwed up stuff in the industry then, so it was like I still got some of that crap kicking around somewhere.
That's all in the past now. I mean, the video game industry the E3 doesn't. I mean, shit, it's gone. It's no more.
It's gone, yeah. Well, look at on Sunday. It's the Microsoft press briefing live streaming on their console. So you can watch it on YouTube or whatever. I remember going to those press briefings in real life,
every year
and then they were like, "Okay, you get to go home with a brand new Xbox 360," and I'm like,
"Oh,
wow, that's
did you
gone."
get one?
I got one, yeah.
I was there and I never got one. So
It
I
was
don't
the
know.
black slim one they announced.
Yeah, I remember it. I was there.
Yeah.
I was at the Shrine Auditorium.
Yeah, and I was
standing outside waiting to get let in with everybody else.
Yeah, yeah, and got my free Xbox, and it didn't have no red ring of death, thankfully. So
Yeah.
it was.
I bought the first Xbox 360 and I had that red ring.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mine lasted 3 years, then it finally conked out.
I mean, I bought
man.
first production run. It was like right off the bat. It was like the first of the firsts. I think
well, they sent me my kit. So when they sent me, when the 360 was released, there was 2 Xbox 360s. There was a debug unit and a retail unit, so that we got to test out games earlier, and then the retail stuff we got to play. The debug unit got a red ring of death, and they had me send it over. They sent me another one, and then basically the retail one, it toughed out for 3 years and then finally died, and then I ended up throwing it out, and that was the end of that. So it was bad. But I knew a guy that went through like 12 Xboxes red ringed.
12.
12. I couldn't believe it.
12. He went through a whole case of 12 packs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and they didn't honor half of them, but he kept buying them. I don't know why he did, but sure, whatever, So, but anyways, other than that,
is there anybody still watching out there?
Yeah,
I mean, should we shut this thing down?
We still have about
72
90 people. Still about 90 people.
I got 72 on my screen, but I don't know if that's accurate. Is it? 72,
it's
73. 73, yeah.
Well, we've been doing it for 2 hours, Shallow, so we're good.
All right.
We really appreciate everything you've done today. And everyone watching, we appreciate you guys as well.
We had 190 people at one time.
Yeah.
Almost
Is
200
that
people.
good?
Yeah, for us, it's astronomical.
I watch you guys' show sometimes.
No, for us, it's that's the most I think we've ever had.
Oh yeah, it's the most we've had.
This is a record-breaking episode. Let's just say that.
I mean, we NWT man, we don't fuck around. We bring it, dude.
You do.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Well,
appreciate
thank you again
you
for
did
coming.
today, Shallow.
Oh no, it's my pleasure, and thanks for having me on, boys. It's been really fun and nice to meet you, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. Ditto.
You'll change your mind when you get to know him a little bit better. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I could be annoying, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely changed my mind about you, Glenn.
I know. Well, that's because I'm General Glenn, and don't forget to pick up Heavy Metal Titans. I think next Friday. I think it's out.
Don't forget, you guys, Heavy Metal Titans coming.
I'm gonna buy it just to beat Glenn.
Where would somebody buy that, Glenn?
It's
I mean, is that
on Steam? It'll be on Steam.
Yep. Okay. Steam.
Yeah. So that's cool. I guess it's a wrap. Is it?
That is it.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for your support. We really appreciate
Big time,
it.
Shallow. Thank you, Shallow, for everything. Thanks to New Wave Toys. Thanks you
Glenn.
all out there. But remember, whether you play your New Wave toys like this, or you play your older games like this, as great as they are just toys. Make sure you tell your family and friends that you love them. Shiloh's mom, if you're still out there, we love you too. Make sure you tell them because that's most important. Most important. So with that, congratulations to all of our winners. Congratulations to all of you for staying with us today. Have a great weekend. Shiloh, Stephen, you too.
Thank you again, Shiloh.
Thanks, guys.
Game on, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Game on.
Sit, Blue, sit.